frickin' beef smash somebody if he has some time to buff himself up.
Yeah, if I had like even 2 rounds to buff myself.
You get like a plus 18 or 19 to hit. It's something crazy now.
It's fucking stupid now. No, it's not that high.
I could swear you were doing that.
I could put on, yeah. You probably are, because if I put on Justice, especially if I Judgment Surge Justice, that's a big boost to hit rolls, and then
well, because you rolled like a 36 or a 35 when we were fighting the werewolf on top of the tower, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think I took my time to give myself, Divine Favor. We got Blessed, and I think I get an additional +1. No, Bless is a sacred bonus, but Divine Favor gives me an additional luck bonus. And since I have Fate's Favored, I get an additional 1. Plus I was flanking. Plus I had Justice surged, I think. So yeah, it was a pretty...
And you were... Yeah.
That's like a +11 to hit in buffs or something like that.
Before your bab.
Yeah. So it's considerable.
Indeed.
Susie, did you get your sheet updated and good to go?
Oh god,
the most
punches.
part.
God. Not like this.
What?
Nothing.
A pulley.
Look at that pathetic damage.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of fists.
Well,
none of y'all are weebs, so I would.
My second attack.
I mean, you should be more worried about this. Just saying.
I think my second attacks are always gonna miss.
Well, you rolled a 2, so that's not the best. Maybe if your second attack isn't
Be worried
a 2,
about that.
Well, it's a +4 compared to a +11 to hit, because I'm power attacking all the time, because I took Furious Focus, which lets me ignore the power attack penalty on my first swing, but
not the second.
Not any others.
So
it's really nice, but...
I'm topping out at 43 if I have all the bonuses stacked for like perception and undead. So if we're hunting undead,
Jesus.
like
you're gonna
43.
find them. You're gonna find them.
Eventually, we're gonna fight undead again in this game.
One day.
Well, we're heading towards the Whispering Way, so
could happen.
I would imagine that's got to be pretty soon if we run into them.
You know, I heard the Whispering Tyrant's a dragon.
Yeah?
It's true.
How funny would that be if they named it Carrion Crown and you fought ghosts in the first chapter and then you never faced undead again for the rest of the whole campaign?
The rest of it was like royal politics. It's like Carrion, and then it's like 10% Carrion, 90% Crown. Just like I like my drinks.
For you guys, it sounds like it'd be really fun.
An intrigue adventure?
Yeah, I tend to enjoy those.
They can be fun.
Bear in mind, it is a very different flavor from what we've ran in the past.
What's that?
I just said, bear in mind, it's a very different flavor than what we've done before. It's definitely different.
Walker.
Yeah.
Did you see that YouTube link of Plea fighting now?
Like
no.
what? Oh, wait, let me click.
It's
Also, my AC was put into my sheet incorrectly, and it just got buffed, so now I'm doing way better for... Well, not super good, but 20 AC, which is better.
I think that's the same as mine. Yeah, I have 20, but I put my point in con to bump me up to 14, and now that all that con damage that I had for about a chapter and a half is gone, I have 71 hit points.
Yep, this is me, Travis.
Yep. Oh, you would love if you think that's fucking.
The animation is so bad.
It's from the 80s, man.
I know, but it's so bad.
From the 80s. Oh yeah, it is from the 80s. I thought it was the 70s. I thought it was earlier.
No. The manga was earlier.
Anywho.
Yeah, 1983.
Was everybody's sheets coming along?
I'm 100% ready.
I'm done.
Perfect.
Ready.
I'm good.
I gotta put my skills in, but I think everything else is good.
Alright.
But how will you pay the bills until then?
Oh no.
money. And a great
skills
sword.
paid the bills.
Great sword pays the bills, baby.
That'll work.
You're not wrong.
I jump.
I'm gonna tell the
damn it.
utility company
it's okay.
that next time they send me something, I'm just gonna
Would you accept
just
payment
mail
in the
them
form of a
12-foot
great
long
sword?
Would you take an ancient greatsword?
Or perhaps the blood of your enemies?
I'd prefer you didn't.
You could see them driven before you.
And hear the lamentations of their women?
Yes. That's a bonus.
Crom?
Yeah.
Sneak into this game?
Come on, let's go.
The lamentations of the women?
To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, to hear the lamentations of the women. That is
hear
good.
the lamentations
That is
of the utility
That is
company.
best in life.
Amen. Amen to that. So, Zuzu, why don't you tell us what you remember from last game?
Alrighty, let me get my notes.
Good choice.
I was just waiting for a lot of shit, fam.
We interrogated Mathis, and then the party killed Mathis, and then the werewolf lady eats Mathis's heart, so she becomes, I think, something king, or controls some of the pack.
She is like
Pack
the
lord.
partial pack lord.
Partial, yeah, because
Yep.
he only had partial the heart.
She's like the pack speaker of the house.
Mm.
Haha! Sure.
Then
Nancy
we get,
Sabrisa.
Speaker of the doghouse.
well, let's see. Then I guess we run into some werewolves. We kill 4 of them. They were primals. Oh, we kill 4 primals, and then I think someone killed Duristan.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Now in
never
the
found his
forest with
body.
4 dead men of Duristan. Oh, Duristan's men died.
Yes.
The Prince Wolves show up and they say they didn't kill these men, which is good. And they told us they know the last known location of the Whispering Way. Most of those wolves are good.
Neutral, but
Neutral.
Neutral.
for a
okay.
werewolf, that's basically.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
basically
well,
good.
They're basically the paladins of werewolves. They're
Yeah,
chaotic neutral.
I have
On the
good
sliding
in
scale.
quotes. And then the party consecrates the moon area. Yeah, so
Dustcloth.
And then we get this cool scroll that I read. And then I think Desna shows up and she puts us all in a dream.
Oh yeah, we talked to a goddess.
You
know,
She was super
minor,
chill.
minor details.
super chill, but
We all got a +1.
Yeah, I think it's +1. No, I think it was to read the scroll. It's like +1 guidance and +4 in scroll reading.
No, he's saying you got +1 to a stat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone. Yeah.
Did you put that on your sheet already?
Divine boon.
It was
I don't
wisdom
remember.
or
I don't
charisma,
think I did.
Wisdom
Because everyone got
about
to
that.
choose what it was.
It was wisdom
or charisma.
Yep, wisdom or
Because
charisma.
I chose wisdom.
Wisdom, yo.
Yeah, wisdom.
And then, so when Desna shows up, she puts us all in a sleep, and then we have this really, really crazy dream of future happenings. And then before she disappears, she gives us a hero card, which is called Eclipse.
Oh, right.
And we can
It's
only
like
use
some
it
super
once.
card.
Yeah, and you can either do a resistance of 20, and when it's a full moon, it's 25, or we can cure a person of lycanthropy.
Neat.
Yeah. Do you want me to read all the vision things that we learned? Oh, she also gave a Beacon of Luck wand, which gives a person a +2 on scarred saving throws. And then we got a shit. Yeah, and then we got a shit ton of gold.
It was that little like gem thing she gave you.
Yeah,
right?
it was an opal butterfly.
Yeah.
It functions as a wand with 10 charges.
But yeah, do you want me to read all the crazy things, or not?
Do
if
it.
if you want to, go ahead.
Okay, so this is how I have it in my writing. The goddess blows a kiss and sends everyone asleep. Then appears a necromancer. Then a third-person view of fighting a worm-hide tentacle creature, and then transitions to a beautiful woman with fangs. While I do my best to cast a bright light of healing, and then it goes into another dream of a corpse with purple lightning bolts shooting out, and then goes into a candle-lit room with a man writing a letter and signing it with the initial A. And then we all wake up and we're granted with +1 wisdom or +1 charisma. And our eyes are on the moonlight color that is
All right.
permanent. Oh yeah, our eyes are a permanent moonlight color, which represents that we actually encountered a goddess.
I believe it's that your irises are like a dull gray.
Gray. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was our actual pupils.
It might be. Let me check.
I just said our eye colors are moonlight
Well, then we would have
Eyes.
cataracts.
eyes.
All the people that took place in the trance find that the irises of their eye have turned a pale silvery color.
Yeah, moonlight.
It's
Sure.
pretty dope.
That's probably pretty noticeable.
Yeah, it's relatively apparent. So let's take
Like
a
we
look at your
probably look
sheet.
fucking creepy.
Let's make sure that you plugged in your +1. Because now is the time. Because if you don't do it now, you'll forget, and I definitely won't let you do it later.
Here's
Were
my
we
sheet.
going to be shopping here before we leave?
I would assume so. So if you have a shopping list that you want to go through,
Oh,
We need to sell some of this shit.
Yeah.
We have
We
so
we
much
didn't
shit.
get that much shit to sell, did we?
We
so
sold
this would be where you put your
everything
permanent
already.
bonus right here.
Did we?
pretty sure we don't have
Yeah,
any shit to sell.
I've got it listed at plus 1934 for me from Party Pool.
Oh, okay, yep. It was the master
we
of
might have
dagger and great
personal.
swords and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, no, yeah.
We might have personal stuff, like I sold off my old scimitar and my old armor.
That shit's gonna be a relic someday. So, Zoo, do you want me to make you that buckler?
Yo. Buckler.
Oh, the fucking
sure.
gun buckler.
Sure.
I mean, it's +1 AC, and it's got 2 attacks that are touch attack. I mean, and then I can reload it later. It's just kind of like a last-ditch effort thing, but it gives you +1 AC in the meantime.
I'm cool
Well,
with that.
I mean, knowing Zoo, she's just gonna fucking run and pistol punch a dude for like 90 damage. So
Exactly.
she'll lay in the cut forever, and then she'll just like come out and be like, "Here's 12 attacks worth of damage in one roll."
And I'm not even a combat fighter.
Yeah.
So which one's better, charisma or wisdom?
For you, I would.
Wisdom for you.
Okay.
Charisma will get the higher your charisma bonus is, that will increase the number of channels that you get. And may influence something else.
So
but
what
I
are
know
they-
it does do the channel.
What
Better
are each of
question.
them at right now is the question. Because if you can bump one up to the next modifier, that's
I
probably the one you want to
unfortunately
take.
can't. Both of them are 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, if you bump it up by 1, I think are her spells wisdom based?
Yes.
No, you
so
said they were
probably
int-based.
wisdom.
Oh, skills are int based.
Oh.
The spells that you get are based on
Yeah.
wisdom, and your clerical abilities are based on charisma because you're
Gotcha.
multiple ability dependent.
So
Add.
so also, I think your DCs for your spells go up with wisdom, I believe. So probably wisdom.
Nice.
With her wisdom mod, since her wisdom, like, well, I guess another thing I would
That's
point out
true,
here,
but-
Zuzu, is that your level 8, you have +2 that you can deal with here, and you already put your level 8 into charisma, but you could theoretically change that and put both of them into wisdom, and that would give you 16 wisdom.
Well, I needed charisma for something because there was a reason why I picked charisma twice.
Probably for
to make
channels.
it 14.
And DCs, yeah.
Alright.
And an extra channel, and an excluded channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
In that case, I recommend putting it under wisdom, and then later on, you can get more.
Yeah.
Or if you ever buff your wisdom from a potion or from a spell that gives you, I guess,
So,
items will always give you +2 or +4.
Nice.
Xenesis,
Mm.
here's the thing. When you
Oh.
want someone to die, you point this at the bad man and you press these 2 buttons. Don't do it right now, please.
Okay, are you
Which
linking
do
it
these?
or?
It's like the Men in Black thing. Don't ever press this button.
Until you absolutely need to. But I'll reload it whenever you use them up, but it's got 2 shots.
Cool. Are you linking it or?
Yes. Hang on.
Sweet, sweet. Okay.
So, are we going to do things in town, or are we just resupplying, so to speak? Selling and buying, or are we?
There is nothing in the bag of holding to sell.
Right. Well, we've already done that.
Yes.
What I'm saying is there gameplay here, or are we just in town to?
Oh, you're asking me.
Yes, this is a DM question.
That's up to you. You can certainly find things to do if you look for them. I guess the overarching narrative, though, is that you're in a hurry because you're trying to get to Feldgrau before shit goes down.
Yeah, I just trying to capture, sort of what our mood is
Yes.
here.
Another
So you mean
thing.
go back to the lodge? Or are we in a town on our way?
We're in another
Zoop.
town.
You're in Chastel.
Mm-hmm.
Chastel.
If you look at the firearms link I sent you, if you go down, the buckler gun is near the bottom. It shows you its damage and everything. I think its range increment is 20? It's either 20 or 15. It's 10, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wow, that is short.
Well, it's
Well,
basically
it's
a
meant-
fucked up
yeah.
blunderbuss.
Yeah, but it does give her +1 AC because it's just on
It gives
her
her
arm.
like, we want to be clear with bucklers, you get +1 AC when you're not using that arm.
Well,
Yeah.
she only usually has a dagger or like a wand,
Right.
so that's one hand.
But if she were to be climbing or something,
Yeah, she doesn't,
would
yeah.
not have that.
I mean, it's no different than any other shield. It's just,
Right. Well, it's different than other shields because bucklers allow you to still use that arm, whereas if you have a shield on that arm, you can't do anything really but hold the
Yeah.
shield.
Well, the buckler, I think, it gives you a -2 to attack if you have the buckler on, I think. If you have a 2-handed weapon.
Yeah.
I think it like, because it inhibits your movement a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But this one can be used in a last-ditch effort to blow something's face off.
But one thing I want to note here is that we are kind of in the dead of winter now in our campaign, so there's going to be lots and lots and lots of snow travel. So I do want to make sure that you guys get
Have
rations.
winter.
You have, well, I know you guys all have like winter clothing.
Yeah.
But I'm
From Irison, lol.
since it's kind of going to be like a survival trek situation, I definitely want to make sure that we're all buying rations, even if we
Cool.
weren't paying attention to that before.
Cool.
I have them.
Yep. That sounds like a
I
good
still
plan.
have 18 of them.
Alright.
How long
much
do
are
rations last?
They're cheap
one a day.
as
They're
fuck.
super cheap. So how long do they last?
Oh, they're preserved.
They-
It's like
They last a pretty long while.
It's like jerky and dry
Jerky,
cheese and shit.
Jerky,
Yeah.
dried cheese, and even some breads can
Nuts.
last quite a while.
Well, you can get
Hard breads.
2 rations per gold. They're very cheap.
Yeah.
I buy a lot of rations.
I will buy a cold weather outfit for 8 gold pieces.
We have cold weather outfits.
I thought we just had traveler's gear.
We acquired cold weather outfits at the lodge
Oh, right.
where we left for
So we
the
get a
Stairs of the-
+5 on survival checks for cold weather.
I'm buying a hammock for 1 silver piece.
Do it.
Ah,
Why not?
so humans do use pods.
How much gold does everyone have? Because I have a shit ton, and maybe I did it
Oh, a
wrong.
cot.
Maybe you haven't spent any of it. Is more
That's
likely.
true. Because I have like 9,000 gold.
Sounds like you haven't spent it.
That sounds like you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you have the incorrect amount. It sounds like you just never bought anything.
What
I'm a hoarder.
what is our distance ahead looking like before we reach the next town?
Ilix
I don't know that
would
we've-
know. Well, you guys do have kind of a map of Ustalav that was given to you by the professor, I think. Maybe his daughter. But basically, you're going to know that Feldgrau, at an ideal pace, is probably, it's 134 miles or so away. The book actually says, let's see, I think it's 6 days on foot.
Yeah, like 6 or 7.
I think
something
it's
like that.
also worth reminding the party, since this wasn't in the, I don't think it was in what Zoo said, is that after our revelation at the Stairs of the Moon, or before that, when we interrogated with or talked with Raucus, he told us that Mathis, or not Mathis, but like the Duristan was likely being brought to a Feldgrau, and that like we're
Right.
Oh
pursuing
yeah,
him, but
no,
like it was
he's almost certainly with
long.
the demon wolves.
yeah, but it had been a long enough that they're pretty far.
Yeah, they move as fast
That's
as
why we're-
horses. So they're
Holy
Oh, man.
fuck, that's fast.
So we're in sort of like
No, they are wolves.
the hobbits are on their way to Isengard situation.
Yep.
So, can I make a suggestion that might be very, very useful for us?
probably.
If we pool our money together, do you think we could find, I mean, it comes down to DARP whether or not we even find one, a wand of Endure Elements
Oh, definitely.
somewhere in the city? Because, like, I think it would be 750 gold because it's a first level spell. And it's a first level spell. It would be only requires a first level caster. And I think wands are 750 GP times level times spellcaster.
Suzu, do you have one of those? You should check your sheet.
A
I
wand of
have
Endure Elements?
wands, but not that wand. I know for sure.
Okay.
But it's a cleric spell, but it
Yeah.
lasts 24 hours. And if we bought a fresh one, it's 50 charges. So we could
Yes.
do it 10 days
10
of travel
days.
without any worry about the cold.
I'm not
I mean, unless
concerned
it's
about
like-
the cold.
Cold
Famous
never
last
bothered me
words.
anyway. Yeah, I know.
But
That
I like
outdoor
survival,
snuggling
how are
and
you?
stuff.
What was that, Zoo?
I said snuggles and stuff are great when it's cold. Bundle up and
Yeah,
freeze
but like
together.
if we're all snuggled up, yeah, we'll freeze together like the whole Donner Party did.
We might literally freeze together if we don't
Yeah.
have like enough.
Like by
Cold
no
weather
means,
gear.
am I saying that like we couldn't do it. You know, we could drudge through it and probably have a couple of bad times, but if we just pay the money now, because what is it, 750 times divided by 5?
I'm
I
okay
am
with
mad.
that.
150 each. If we each put in 150, we'd be able to basically guarantee that we're good for the whole time. Or
Sure.
at least long enough. Barring any actual, like, crazy weather that is, like, below, apparently negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Which, if we're
Well,
running
you're
into
not.
that,
You're not in Irison, so I don't think that's
Yeah, I know, right?
likely.
I know.
Now, question for you is like, at this time of winter, do we anticipate that it'll get like below 0 or just cold?
You could think of it as probably like Midwest weather, so yeah, it can get below 0. The main issue you're going to run into is
You are
that
telling someone who's never lived in the Midwest.
you're not
to
going to
ima-
be in like a forest anymore, so you're not like Ardil is
No
mostly
wind cover.
plains, so it's not really any wind cover whatsoever.
So it's like tundra at the moment, as like the snow
Kind
drifts are
of.
coming in. It's going to be really hard to also find our way because there's no real discernible landmarks if the area is nothing but flat land and it's covered in snow.
why are you telling DM this?
Don't worry, your DM's already thought of these things.
I'm
Well,
sure.
don't remind him, Travis.
Trust me, he's
Stop
been talking about.
overthinking it and pretend that you don't know, and then we'll be surprised.
I'm that reporter who said, "Hey, Mr. Trump, are you planning on using emergency services to dip into DoD funds for your wall?" And then Trump was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." Yeah, I am actually.
Anyway. No politics.
No comments from that. Lols.
There's a whiskey, Dragon Punch whiskey, which provides a specific bonus and debuff to halflings only if they drink 4 cups of it within an hour. They get a -4 penalty to dex and a +4 alchemical bonus on saves against fear for 10 minutes. Only halflings.
Weird. That's very specific.
It's
So are we,
incredibly specific.
Are we throwing down on that wand?
I will.
I'll throw down on it.
Probably a fine idea, although I think
It's just
Havelock probably
$1.50.
has a judgment that gets him out of it.
I think it's
I
on
have-
Zuzu's spell list too.
I have
could just-
endurance and
Is
all sorts of crazy stuff.
communal
but-
endure elements on your spell list too?
Ooh, I don't know about
Let me
communal.
see.
I
Communal
get
would be higher
energy
level.
resistance.
Well, endure elements is a low level spell. So level 1.
So that gives you energy resistance? Is that what it is?
No, endure elements is just for survival checks and fortitude checks made to resist cold or hot weather.
Okay.
It's a
Um,
good thing to have if you ever find yourself on another plane. Let's put it that way.
The thing is, the Endure Elements communal says you divide it. So its 24-hour duration is divided amongst the 5 people.
Right, so be like,
Well, that
So
would be
you
better.
won't have the whole day.
That's. I mean, you're right, but at the same
hold hour.
time, like you don't need it for the whole day.
I mean,
theoretically, if we need
We
it
would
for the
mostly
whole
want it
day,
at night.
You would want it at night. Which 5? I mean, that's still pretty
unless
good.
there's a storm during the day. I mean, it's 100. I mean, I'd just pay for the whole thing if you guys don't want to. I'll just give it to Zoo.
I'll pitch in
I'll
for
chip
it.
in.
Yep, I will as
You
well.
said 150 gold each.
What's it
It
called?
can exist
Endure Elements
comfortably in
wand?
conditions
Yep.
between -50 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit.
How many channels are we gonna have on it?
50
what's
total.
Yeah. 50 charges on a fresh one.
So we'll basically be fine for
Wow.
weather for like the rest
10
of
days.
the campaign.
Yeah.
Well, 10 days if we
10 days if we need it.
use it every. Yeah.
We only need to use it on days where it gets below 40.
Do
I
you even need this though? Doesn't your cold weather stuff give you
And
this?
it
Yes.
doesn't.
Plus
No, it's just a
5.
circumstance bonus on rolls.
Yeah.
So if it's really bad, then we probably want to use the Endure Elements. But like, if it's just general travel weather, then it's fine. But if we see that there's a blizzard coming, like you can tell if there's like a
Yeah.
huge blizzard coming, we're gonna be like, yeah, we want to bust that out.
well, some of us could tell.
But yeah, specifically the elf can tell 3 days ahead of time. She like tastes a snowflake and it's like, westernly.
Yes,
So
Ah.
what is the penalty of being in cold weather?
a cold bitch comes this way.
I'd imagine non-lethal damage till you start taking lethal damage.
If you take non-lethal damage from cold exposure, you also become fatigued,
Yes.
Oh, that's
which is very, very bad.
Where are you seeing this?
yeah.
Environmental rules. Would you like me to read them?
Sure.
Cold and
I can-
exposure deal non-lethal damage to the victim. A character cannot recover from damage dealt by cold environment until she gets out of cold and warms up again. Once a character has taken an amount of non-lethal damage equal to her total hit points, any further damage from cold is lethal. Unprotected character in cold weather below 40 degrees must make a fortitude check each hour, DC 15 plus 1 per previous check, or take 1d6 points of non-lethal damage. Character who has survival skill may receive a bonus on the saving throw and might be able to apply this bonus to other characters. In conditions of severe cold, below 0 degrees, an unprotected character must make a fortitude save once every 10 minutes, DC 15 plus 1 per every previous check, taking 1d6 points of non-lethal damage on each failed save. A character who has the survival skill may yada yada yada. Characters wearing a cold weather outfit only need to check once per hour for cold and exposure damage in cases of severe. That's in the
That's-
paragraph for severe.
But that's below 0, which
Yeah.
Darp already said it could very possibly get to, so.
Any character who takes any non-lethal damage from cold or exposure is beset by frostbite or hypothermia. Treat her as fatigued. These penalties end when the character recovers the non-lethal damage she took from the cold and exposure. which you can't recover until you're out of the cold. Extreme cold, -20, deals 1d6 points of lethal damage per minute, no save.
Yeah, I was gonna. There literally is Dragon's Blend coffee, which fills the belly with a sensation of fire, warming the drinker's body. By drinking 2 cups of Dragon's Blend coffee, you gain cold resistance 5 for 1 hour. And once it's coffee has prevented 5 points of cold damage, the effect ends, and you can only do it once a day. So, yeah, I guess we'll need
Not
something
super
more than
worth it.
no. Well,
'cause it
for
is
1 gold a piece, it's not bad, but it's not gonna work for a protracted period of
Yeah.
time.
Endure Elements is the best.
Yeah, Endure Elements would basically count you as protected under the cold weather rules.
Mhm.
So then you don't have to make saves, so long as you're under the effects of that spell.
Hey, Darp.
Hey, Tanner.
Can I see if there is a belt of giant strength?
There will be
I don't
one.
think it's worth it. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You mean the Endure Elements wand?
Yeah, it's a first level cleric spell.
Well, she doesn't have 5. I mean, unless we're
She
using all.
should.
Well, I guess you do. Do you have? I mean, it's all over level
Usually
1
I have,
slots.
She'd have to
So?
prepare 5 Endure Elements every day, and she'd lose the ability to
If
do any other level
she'd
1 spells.
only have to do that if we're in that, like, if it's getting that cold. Then
But
she
she
could
has
do
to
it in the
prepare
morning.
her spells in the morning, so she
Right.
would have to predict it for that day. And if she did, then she'd have 5 Endure Element spells and nothing else.
Do we expect that the weather is going to change suddenly
It's
to bitter
winter.
cold?
Darpe told us that it will be getting cold.
Yes.
As a
Which
kind DM.
one would assume in the morning you would know that and you could prepare those spells. I don't know about like how many level 1 spells she's using, or how many she has per day. I have 5 per day. I almost never
have
use my
5.
level 1 spells. These are like Cure Light Wounds, Shield of Faith. The only one I use really is Divine Favor, and I maybe get one of those cast every combat. I don't know. I mean, this is a zoo question. Like, how often do you use your level 1s?
Well, I use protection from evil, mostly. The rest of them are,
Sorry to interrupt. Darp, you said that was kosher? Okay.
Generally my rules are if it's something that you can afford, you can have it. Unless it's something extravagant, which I don't think a belt of strength is.
It's
all that
4K
extravagant.
GP, which is not a lot so far as later magic items go, but
Right.
Extravagant, I think he's talking like magic carpets
20,
and
like
Yeah.
20K plus stuff.
Helm of Telepathy.
So you could probably find that.
I want one so bad, I just can't afford it.
Well,
How much
that's
is
the
it?
thing. Like, Pathfinder is built in such a way that I don't usually have to stress about magic items that you guys want to get, because it's like if you can afford it, it's probably around. Like, it's probably somewhere.
I heard a story of a man selling a helm of telepathy. Let me see if I can send for it. That'll be 27,000 gold.
Put it on
please.
layaway. 2,000 payments remaining. I got this shit.
Wait, do you accept credit?
No, there
Damn
is no credit history.
I would like to use ye olde plastic.
I would like to use credit to buy my monk's robes, please.
Well, Zuzu, would you rather have a wand of that spell for special occasions, or
Yeah.
would you rather have your spell slots taken up by Endure Elements on days that you think you'll be traveling?
I'm okay with the wand. I'll split 50-50 with Leopold because it sounds like Leopold really wants it, and I'm okay with doing that. I have enough gold,
Well-
so I'm not too concerned.
I'll pitch in for it. I just don't think we need it.
wand?
How many days did you say it was to Feldgrau?
10. Someone
It'll
said.
be 6 on foot in ideal conditions.
Yeah, so maybe plan for 10.
Gotcha.
So 150 GP thing will just basically make it to where we don't have to worry about it.
We don't have to worry about it anyway. I mean, she has level 1 spells.
I mean,
and, like, protection from evil is okay, but it's not that good.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a few combats probably without it. Like, if we don't buy it, without protection from evil.
All right.
I mean, I'm not like trying to convince you guys. You do what you want to do, but I think like.
I mean, I really the question does come to Zoo, and not like it's up to her how she spends her spell slots and prepares them. So.
Yeah.
So Zoo, this is your choice.
Oh man, alrighty. Well, I suppose...
we need you to choose because now we're just wasting time.
All right. Well then, let's forgo the wand. Let's we can save our gold for something else, and I will have endure elements prepared for us.
Okay.
Now,
I think that
you
makes
do
a
have
lot
to
of sense.
prepare it for each time you intend to cast it.
Yeah, so you have to prepare for 5. Are we all done shopping? Or, I mean, no Tanner bought a belt. Anyone else buys them?
Yep.
I don't think I have any more. I mean, I have like 2,000 gold, but
Don't have enough money for my monk's robes yet, so.
I think I might see if I can attempt to make another set of ghost salt bullets. Just so that way I've got 10. Actually, I might give 5 more ghost salt to Ilix. So we can spread that out a bit.
Yeah, I would like to get some more of those. Do you remember how much those silver blanches cost off the top of your head?
Me making them was way cheaper, but it's only like it's not that expensive. Hang on. It's in the alchemical creations. Silver blanch is 5 GP for 10 pieces of ammo.
5 GP for 10 pieces of ammo. Okay. I'm gonna write that down real quick, and then I'll subtract money.
I'm also gonna buy another one of those. And is there ghost salt available for purchase, Darp, or do you want me to see if I have to craft it?
Oh, you can find it. Yeah. You're a new Slav. I bet you can find ghost salt.
Well, let me try my hand at making it.
Especially since alchemy is pretty popular in Ustav.
No.
And you fail!
So I guess I'll just eat the price. I'll just buy it.
Didn't sound like it was very expensive.
Well, I mean, it's 50% off. It's not incredibly expensive.
Well,
it's
hold the
200
phone
GP
here.
normally.
Since you failed to craft it, doesn't that mean you consumed materials worth half the cost?
Yeah.
I just failed to make it. I didn't consume them.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
The act of crafting is like you're spending this money to craft it, and then you roll the test to see whether or not you succeeded in finishing.
Yeah.
Like it's never worth it to craft unless you have a good crafting skill.
I mean, I made it the first time.
So you can have the ghost salt, but it's gonna cost you 1.5.
You lost half a ghost and half your salt.
Dun dun
Whatever.
dun.
So that's.
It's just something to keep in mind for next time. Like, I mean, it's worth it for expensive things, but it's not worth it for cheap things to craft. Because they end up on average, unless you have a over +10.
Well, he rolled a 2, so
I mean,
so you know,
really bad.
Again, crafted it the first time, no problem.
Yep.
I'll take 5 for myself and make bullets with it, and I'll give 5 to Ilix.
Fair enough.
those were ghost salt, right?
Yep.
Ghost salt blade.
So, yeah, so you should have 10 arrows now. Still got
Wait,
this
you gave
basilisk.
me how many of them?
I gave you 5 each time I made it. I've made it twice, so. Well, I bought it once, made it once. So,
Wait
5
a
and 5.
second.
How many
I
total
used-
blanches at 10 pieces of ammo are you giving me?
Well, I used half of it for my bullets, and I gave you the other half.
So
for
I
your
have
arrows.
5 arrows.
But I've already
Ghost.
given you 5 before. So you
Right.
should have enough
Yeah,
for 10.
I just need to know how many I'm gaining. Okay, cool.
Fine.
So I've just realized something, guys. If I cast Defending Bone on myself, that gives me DR over bludgeoning. And since cold damage isn't bludgeoning damage, my Defending Bone will absorb the cold for me.
No,
I-
because it's energy
yeah.
damage.
It's a physical.
Pretty sure that works.
It just
I don't
becomes a
think
giant
DR
fan.
Does DR affect non-lethal damage?
Well,
I
non-lethal
would
from an
assume it would.
energy, probably
yeah,
not.
that's the issue. Is it's non-lethal from an energy.
Doesn't say Defending Bone doesn't work.
Okay, go
so-
outside, hold a wishbone in front of your face in the middle of winter, and tell me if you start getting cold. Like,
done
use
that
it
before,
to
it
block
works.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
People
It
don't
works.
realize.
I
People
think
don't
we should
realize
have I think we should
it's
have
a
a
cure.
broad field study.
I haven't had heat in my house for 5 years.
You just
I
put
just
your
hold
house
I just
covered in
hold a
bone.
wishbone the whole time. I just
Put a
duct
wishbone
tape it
on
to
the
the
back.
back
It's
of my hand.
actually a little known like Baltimore secret.
Yep.
It's how they keep warm in the winter.
hmm
They just hang
It also keeps
wishbones in
rioters
all
out.
of their windows.
Yeah, it's easy.
I can buy yogurt.
That's in the Elven Trail rations.
Yep.
I've been eating jerky this whole time.
Yes, we can tell.
Hmm.
Lee signs that Leopold is looking a little plump.
I was more referring to his breath. But
Wait.
Huh.
Wait.
Why have you been getting close enough to smell my breath?
There's literally
Lee also smells your breath and agrees with the looks.
in the
It's not that-
food.
It's not that
There's
Elix is getting
such
close
a
enough to
thing
smell your
as
breath.
street
Elix's
meat.
perception is so fucking damn
Street
high, she
meat.
can smell your breath from across the room.
Fucking street meat.
That is probably rat. This is a rat burger.
How many silver pieces are in a gold piece?
10.
10.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to craft a few paper cartridges. One last thing.
Man, I'm getting halfling trail rations. That's way better than fucking human trail
Because it's
rations.
because it's a fucking breakfast. It's an entire breakfast.
They have like
'cause they're half-
sausage, sharp cheese,
First-
honey
What about
cakes.
second breakfast? Yeah.
What about second breakfast?
Luncheons.
11 Z's.
Yeah. Afternoon tea.
Elix is feeling stronger already.
Ooh ah. All right.
Shark bait.
We
I
done
have my
with,
snowshoes.
done with our shopping.
How about snowshoes?
Good choice.
It's a good
Ooh,
idea.
yeah.
How much are those?
Shit, I
cheap.
just lost it. They're really cheap. 5 gold?
We could just get some tennis rackets.
Yeah, tennis exists here.
Probably some form of it.
Wait, does it not?
You think tennis exists in Galarian?
Yeah.
Is that an Ilmarsh thing? They all play tennis?
I don't know about Ilmarsh. And we have large stretches of the Forest of Vales cleared out for our elven tennis,
I just
and
imagine they do
other
it on the
other ball and
treetops.
racket
Oh,
sports.
really? So what do you call the what's like the big tournament every year?
It's the annual Forest of Vales volley. I can't think of it.
Shit, that's a really long name.
Valiant volley and variety tournament.
Victories.
You could have just been like the Veiled Open. I feel like that would have been good. But anyway,
Have you known elves to do anything the easy way?
fair enough. I mean, yeah, they didn't help the Ustalavians when they were at war.
Mm-hmm.
They just did the easy thing and they did nothing.
Well, we live too.
It's fair.
So put that one in your pipe.
Well, now the whole country's covered in undead, so
Which is working out pretty good for Ilix.
You
fair
win
enough.
some, you lose some.
The economy's
Some
going
you
up for
profit
me.
off.
Anyways, are we ready to get going?
Ilix is a war profiteer.
Oh gosh.
It was 4,000 years, or however long it's been. Anyway,
Love.
I am ready.
Good to go.
puckered.
Okay then. So, your time in Chastel is something of a blur because while you all have a few odds and ends you'd like to pick up for the journey ahead, you're all really focused on moving onward with your journey, and so you don't really pay much attention to like the finer details of Chastel. You don't notice really the culture. You don't take part in the nightlife. You kind of just find an inn, stay the night, and prepare for your journey. So we can get started on that. Ilix, with your kind of knowledge of the area and kind of the main roads to get to Feldgrau, probably the fastest route will be along the river. What is this one? Senir?
Yep, that's what it looks like to me. Senir.
Yeah. So probably along this route through Ardis, although you could probably go around Ardis if you didn't want to go there. And then you would go along the mountains here.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Nobody wants to go to
I see you.
You can go around Ardis if you want.
Fuck that town.
Depending on when we arrive, it may be prudent to stay indoors, shake the cold out of our bones.
Maybe. So even though you do have a map, you don't know exactly where the road lies along here. You know you don't want to go on the other side of the river and like follow the mountain pass because that's quite a bit longer.
No dwarves among us.
Not so much, no. And you don't really know anything about this area. Like we've talked about lore from like a meta perspective. The party doesn't really know. Havelock might be somewhat familiar with it since he's from here. Holy shit.
What?
Where was that echo coming from?
Somebody was
That's
feedbacking
Sorry,
hard.
that's my fault.
Okay.
What about this?
If you press that
Langer
microphone
thief.
button, it'll mute your mic.
What is that?
Langy thief.
Looks like a lone tower based on this map.
Feldgrau.
Any idea?
Or maybe a
Knowledge
battleground?
history?
I would take history.
Geography.
Or geography, or local.
I can follow a map, but
So, common knowledge. Oh.
Damn.
Let's see here.
Leopold.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in some passing conversations with like the merchants I've been getting the ghost salt from, I might have asked about Feldgrau.
So history
Who knows?
10, you know the recent or historically significant event. Maybe. Hold on a sec. Let me go through everybody else's here. So I think Plea, Havelock, and Xenesis, you know of this place as a abandoned, almost like a plantation. It was handed down by some of the wealthy patrons of Ardil in previous generations, but all you know is that it's abandoned at this point.
Perhaps we could stay there. Shelter along the way might be worth a stop.
Leopold, on the other hand, you know that no one ever stays there. Passersby always talk about how they see young, blue-eyed children in the area with pale white skin, and they don't really know what those are. But they also claim to see. They claim that there's a fresh crop of flaxseed planted in strange spiraling patterns around the house every year, even though nobody lives there.
The children of the flaxseed.
Maybe we'll go around there.
I don't know. That sounds like something
Please signs
worth
why?
investigating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we want to get to Feldgrau.
Well, I mean,
It's on the way.
Leopold has not shared his knowledge with the party.
You know, I
Just-
think Havelock actually knows that too, just because he's kind of from the area. I think he gets a bonus on that roll.
Traveled through here. Yes, my sister and I traveled through Langatheath on our way to Ardis. We didn't see anything odd, but it was during the day the last time we traveled through, and I was but a novice at the time. It's possible that I'd missed something.
So I'll read you what the book actually says about this place. Well, actually, not Carrion Crown specifically, but the published copy. The manor and its 900 acres passed hands several times in quick succession before being forgotten by any single landowner. Left with no lord or income, the dozens of peasant families occupying the land gradually drifted away, abandoning the estate.
Okay.
Said 900 acres.
Yes, it's big.
It is a plantation.
It may be very well that they are entirely
Not that big.
hospitable to travelers. Strangeness does not always equate to evil. Though we should keep our guard.
Had my fill of
Please
strangeness.
signs, let's see how the weather treats us as we leave Ardis. For now, let's...
And certainly Ilix and Xenesis would both be a little leery of Ardil, especially because you're elves, and Ardil is the former center of Ustalav. It was the big place that fell during the war when none of the elves helped out. So elves are not well liked in Ardil.
Yeah, I don't know that Ilix knows a whole lot about that, but
You should have
if
encountered some discrimination at some point in your life around Ustalav, especially.
Yeah, you friggin'
but
knife
I mean,
ears.
I've never, up until I left home, I've
Fair
never
enough.
been anywhere else.
Yeah.
I feel like since my parents were travelers, I'm kind of used to that shit, so I kind of don't care.
Okay.
I feel like it would. Well, you might say something to Ilix, though, like if
Oh.
you, because Ilix doesn't know, and if you know, that would be good information to tell your buddy.
Hey, Ilix, are you very sensitive?
Have you ever known me to be?
Oh, just a little, but I feel like you don't care too much about strangers' opinions. The town that we
Such is the
might be
case.
crossing, it's called Eldris?
I mean, the
And
whole region of Ardil.
oh, the
Ardis,
whole
maybe?
region? Artist? Okay. Well, these people aren't the friendliest
Ardil.
towards elves because way back we our people didn't help out when I guess they should have. And so now people don't really like elves, but I feel like you have a pretty tough skin, and you don't care too much what strangers have to say. So you'll fare well. But just heads up.
I will beware. Thank you for this information.
Mm.
Treks back to the days of the Whispering Tyrant. It's a shame that more of your people didn't have your constitution.
I know little about the history of this, but yes, I've heard some bits and pieces here and there of what's going on, and I'm not sure that I would have made the same decisions as my cousins.
Yeah.
Well, considering how you've turned out and the track your life has taken as a ranger, I would think almost certainly you would have come to join the fight.
Yes.
You don't have to respond to that.
Yeah. She's musing, like in her head's going through like, if I would be back at home right now, if somebody important to me hadn't died. So she's kind of musing on the strange path that she's found herself on.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Okay. So, begin your first day of the journey.
Woo! Alex, are you hungry? I have some elven rations.
Elven rations.
Yes, got
Yes,
honey
Made with
and
real
berries and
elves.
oats.
I'm interested to see what my cousins choose to eat. Probably quite a sidestep from what I'm used to eating in the forest.
It might be a little bit sweeter. I got some nuts in here and some nice berries and a few oats.
Nope, sounds about the same.
Perhaps, perhaps you would all like some Applejack. I bought 20 pounds of Applejack for the road.
Oh my
Holy shit.
god!
Because it cost me like 1 gold.
Yeah.
It's 4 silver pieces for 8 pounds of it, and I bought 2 just so that that'd be 8 silver pieces, and then I was like, well, the other 2 silver pieces will be like 4 more pounds.
It's a stronger
So I was
version
like,
of
well,
hard cider.
it's hard cider. It's
But
it's
like
hard
it.
cider that gets frozen, and then they take the ice out.
So it's Iceman.
I don't know what that is, but
It's
sure.
it's Angry Orchards. Literally, like they do that. They freeze the apples.
It's that then.
Oh god.
Should make our trip a bit more pleasant.
Yes, cheers.
Pretty
This
sure that
is-
they don't have any Applejack in your Elven trail rations.
No. I
Certainly
got some
not.
dried fruit too.
An old swan song secret for the road.
Mm.
Now, is
Get
this
Tons
warm?
of
super
fucking
fucking
alcohol.
drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is potent. We'll have to be wary of that, as it is quite flavorful.
And then
You
just
know-
rolls on that one and passes out.
Actually,
Well, we lost the trail guide.
the reason we are all wandering travelers has more to do with the Applejack than it does have to do with traditions.
I see. You get drunk and can't find your way home.
Mm-hmm. We
And
basically
then,
stumble
in
around
order to
Ustalav
save
with
face-
swords.
Yes, in order to save face, as humans are wont to do, you double down, as they say.
Cheers to that. I take another shot.
Okay. So what do you do?
Head to Ardis?
Yep. Make
Alright.
our way towards Ardis. To
Especially if
Ardis,
it's super cold. I
yep.
think that'd be enough for Havelock to, even though he shows reservation about going back to Ardis, he would be willing to do it probably for his companion's sake.
Okay.
And because the Whispering Way might have stopped this way as they were making their way to Feldgrau.
Sure. So, all right. So the weather today is actually fairly warm. Warmer than is probably normal for this season. And I'm gonna imagine you guys do most of your shopping early in the morning. So you probably head out, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11 in the morning from Chastel, because you stayed the night.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, um, 8 hours travel. Yeah, near probably midway through your day, it's sundown, and it starts to get a little colder. But um, there's only like light snow on the ground with some tufts of grass kind of sticking up through. It's kind of spotty landscape. It doesn't look like a tundra by any means, but it is like snow-kissed. Um, and it's probably after dark, about midway through your journey. So you'll be looking for shelter, probably around 7 in the evening. So definitely well after dark for December.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, do you want me to? Do we want to start making do some survival rolls, that kind of thing for building camp, or how do we want to do that?
If we're this close to Ardis, though, can we not make it in one day?
You can. Something's gonna happen before then. So, hold that thought, Ilix, because you're probably gonna change your mind just a smidge.
Okay.
So it's pretty close to the end of your traveling day. Ilix, you turn back to look at your party as they're like kind of trutzing along the landscape, sharing cider and kind of they were sharing cider and laughing, but now they're a little more sleepy, maybe not as energetic as before, just showing signs of it's time to stop marching along. And as you have this thought, Havelock, you see some buildings up ahead. So hopefully this loads up okay.
I'm assuming I recognize this place.
Looks creepy.
It might look a little familiar to you. It's been a while.
It has.
And it doesn't look in good shape. So I imagine it probably takes Havelock a little bit to recognize it. He probably has to get closer before like the layout of the houses relative to the road is like, oh shit, I've been here.
That was a pretty strong memory for me. Did these houses look like they were burned down?
No.
Havelock.
While he studies, I'm going to look into the windows of the houses for movement.
I don't think we're that close, are we?
Are we?
No.
We're
You're a little ways out. You've
yeah.
just seen the buildings.
Oh, okay.
Havelock, is something the matter?
I think I recognize this place, and I'm gonna look over toward Pali, probably involuntarily.
He looks at you and then looks back at the buildings. Now, Plee was not there, so Plee's only heard of the place in story. I'm wondering if like there's anything that I could roll to see if I recognize the buildings from his story.
Well, I would assume you know that it was around Ardis.
Mm-hmm.
Since that's a pretty... Havelock's gonna say, I've been to Ardis once, about 10 years ago. I haven't been back since, and it was for good reason, but considering that I believe the Whispering Way may indeed have headed through here, I thought I could probably manage it with a fair portion of Applejack, but even now, I'm starting to feel a strange sense of Deja vu. I would keep your eyes peeled. The last time I was here, it was a markedly unpleasant experience, and though I was successful at expunging the evil that I found, no one knows better than me how that evil can grow in the shadows.
I will not push, but is there any pertinent information that you might... Any specific things to keep awares of?
I would share the full story with you, but the last time I did that, that person decided to take a vow of silence and never speak again.
Ilix
Lee
looks
looks up at
confused
Ilix
for a
and
second.
smiles at Ilix and like nods at her. To suggest like this is the reason I'm silent.
Ilix says, like,
who was it?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
What was their name? Can they give us some information?
Could they stop being silent for us?
Ilix will, make the realization. She'll say something in Elvish, kind of under her breath, and says,
Do I hear?
"Very well. I will keep both eyes open."
This village looks like abandoned, right?
Yeah.
This place was called Pamor. And do I know, I assume if I know the name of the village, then I recognize whether or not it is the one.
It is the village from your backstory.
Okay.
I'll remind you that you did not burn the village down. You burned the
Right.
farmhouse.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Just the one which was outside the village,
Yes.
as I recall. Pamor, well, it seems to have fallen on even rougher times than I suspected. I thought that my sister and I had lifted the veil of Urgathoa from this place, but it would seem that some calamity has returned in my absence.
Dark powers are not easily cleansed.
No, indeed.
Perhaps we should hurry through. Put this place a bit behind us before we bed down for the night.
Perhaps. I wonder if any of the other locals will be able to tell us what transpired here. But I do think I would like to look through it as we pass through and see if I can identify that for myself. I worked so hard and suffered so much to remove the evil from this place. I don't like the idea of it falling.
If that is your wish, so be it.
Lee signs to Havelock, like, very quickly. Are you gonna be okay with that?
No. But I'm gonna pull my greatsword out and just rest it on my shoulder, and go, no, I don't think so, Plea, but when has that ever stopped me?
He takes a swig.
I-
That's just what I
Plea,
imagine.
Plea,
And then he lifts the a cask of Applejack and just starts.
You have,
I
you
want to
have
point
like
out,
one of those
I
like
do wanna
moonshine
point out that your
jugs.
character is canonically a coward.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
why he's got the
imagining-
liquid
Courage,
courage.
baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm imagining
like,
it's like
from-
one of those big moonshine things that have the little like the ring in them, and you just like lift it up with your arm. Click, click, click,
Yeah.
click, click,
In
click,
response,
Do
to
that
what
like
Havelock said,
on the arm thing.
Lee signs to
Yeah,
Havelock.
exactly.
Literally every time. It stopped you every time since this time.
I mean, I think Havelock's soldiered through a fair amount of danger.
For sure.
He's
he
like standing
just
there.
hates it. He screams internally, but he always
Yeah.
does it.
Well, like you're holding the greatsword on one, you got the whiskey jug in the other, but then like
Yeah.
hands down to your knees, and they're like, like fucking like just going nuts.
Okay.
Just
As you
just
said-
a cold.
Lee,
As you,
Yeah, yeah.
Lee is
that's a good
actually
excuse.
going to like look Havelock in the eye and say, "This is the big test for you, man.
We'll
If
see.
you can do this, you can do anything." And I
see
put my hand on your
probably.
shoulder and like give you a very intense stare and is like, I mean, I don't have telepathy, but if I did, I'd be thinking like, "You got this, man. got this. Like, that's the emotion I'm conveying to you, and as an Inquisitor, you probably get that very strongly.
Yeah, I think I picked up on it.
Nice.
I'll give a nod to Plea and kind of clap his shoulder and say, last time I was, I don't think there's any darkness I couldn't face with my 4 erstwhile companions.
I look back into his eyes, and then I take my hand off his shoulder and sign real quick. Call me erstwhile again, and I will grab the shit out of you. And then
He doesn't know what it means. He has intelligence of 8 or 7. I think he's just heard it said before. He's just like, I don't know what any of this means.
How is Xenesis feeling about what's transpiring between the party members?
Kind of confused because I don't know Havelock's backstory.
It's true.
So maybe Xenesis is a little curious about what happened?
I'm curious, but like I'm not a nosy person, or my character is not a nosy person.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, he did say that he would tell the story, but
In due
like
time.
this might not be the best time
Right.
Fair enough.
for that.
The only
revelation.
thing that I think I would share with you is that the last time I was here, I encountered some servants of Urgathoa. It's hard to say if that calamity has returned to this place or if it's something entirely different. The dark forces of Ustalav are various and deadly in their own way.
That they are. Come, let us proceed then.
Let's head in.
Okay.
Or through.
So you guys get a little closer to the town, and some of the finer details start to become more apparent. Ilix, you in particular notice that on the road ahead there is there's a set of like what looked like maybe a wagon trail with some footprints kind of leading it on. And you hadn't seen it earlier, you suspect, because there was too much wind kind of sweeping over all of the snow. But since this road is kind of protected by all the tree cover and houses, it's lasted longer.
A cart came through here. Tracks. Could I get an idea of how many people with a survival?
Yeah.
And for tracking, I get would tracking specifically play into this?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Because that would give me a +4 to that.
All right.
So that would be a 21.
I actually think you have a pretty big advantage just because there's snow.
Okay.
It's
And also,
fairly
does
obvious.
Would this?
The DC is like 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also, if does this count as urban or forest?
I would say probably urban.
Okay, because that's my new favored terrain.
Okay.
So I get another +2 on top of that.
You still don't need it. It's still
Yeah,
snow.
okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
This man was wearing Nikes.
Yes.
There's
You can tell from the slight undulation.
So there are 3 sets of footprints leading a wagon of relatively small size. So it's not like a horse-drawn thing.
It's like a hand cart.
Like a hand
more
cart.
like maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'll give you with that.
A cart came through here. At least 3. I can't see any more.
With that
Beyond
high of
that,
a roll too, I'll tell you that was probably no more than a few hours ago. Because
no more than a few hours.
Yeah.
Perhaps we will find the remnants of this community. And Ilix very pointedly pulls a couple arrows out and puts them in her left hand so she can more quickly draw them.
Plea begins rubbing his hands together to generate some warmth, and then wiggles his fingers and then starts following the direction of the tracks.
I will head along with the carts.
Okay. Leopold, you were asking about the houses earlier.
Yes, I wanted to make sure that there wasn't any movement inside of the windows.
No. Actually, it looks like all the windows had been boarded up, but all of the boards are broken.
Somebody break into abandoned houses?
And the doors all look like they've been broken open as well.
Perhaps looters?
Or raiders.
Or
Not
vagabonds.
mutually exclusive, but yes.
True enough.
I guess I'm not. I assume you're looking from the road.
Yeah, from whatever
Okay.
trail we're at when we're passing by buildings, I'm just keeping an eye out inside of buildings for any unwanted movement. Because if I see anything inside them, I'm probably going to call it out. Because at the moment, we don't
Susie,
assume
are you
anyone's
drawing
here.
snow on my map?
You don't
God
know.
damn it!
You
At
don't
first,
know.
I thought pixels were dying on my
It's
No,
like-
I was
it's
like, that's Zoo.
Where's this shit coming from?
See, yeah, go ahead.
So let's do Leopold. Why don't you give me perception? Okay, yeah. So as you're rounding one of the corners of the road, you notice that one of the doors, there's like a bit of wood still kind of hanging off of its hinges, and on that board is a series of very deep claw marks.
I put a hand on Elix's shoulder and point over to the door. I go, looks like there's something over there. Or at least some evidence. I was gonna get closer to inspect it. Maybe
I'll
you'll
keep
know
an
what it
eye
is.
out here. Alright, okay, yeah, I'll come take a look at it.
Okay. So as you get closer, it becomes apparent that all of these houses are really just covered in these claw marks, but particularly around the doors and windows that have been. It appears that they have been broken inward, and they're all kind of weathered. So the claw marks themselves are kind of the same color as the wood around them, so you can tell it was quite a while ago that this happened.
Claw marks?
Yes.
Can I make a knowledge check to see if I can identify them?
Sure.
Sorry, was that in character?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sorry.
Ilix says something in Elven under her breath and says, "Look at this. The entire building."
Not with a 2.
Have luck. Why don't you give me knowledge religion?
A little bit better.
Okay. Ilix, with your knowledge nature, you know that these are, let's see. They would be very similar to desperate human fingernails. Humans aren't known to scratch things normally.
Creepy.
So that's why I say desperate. But with religion, you suspect that these are probably undead.
I'm afraid that whatever was here before may have resurged. And she runs her hand, her gloved hand, over the marks, lining up her fingers with it.
Wonder if these undead were attempting to gain entrance to these houses. Were these houses barricaded against the undead and then broken into?
Yeah, that's a good question. The barricades on the windows, do they look like they were done from the inside or the outside? Boarded up versus barricaded from within.
That is a good question. Let me think about
Could it
that.
have just been against the winter cold? Because if you don't have shutters or anything, you board up. If you're expecting a rough winter.
Yes, but this village is abandoned, and we know for a fact that undead attempted to claw their way in here.
I think they were boarded up from the inside, reinforced.
I'm gonna turn to my companions and say, it's possible that some enemy still lingers here, and I'm gonna prepare 5 uses of hide from undead, which is a level 1 spell.
Okay.
Its duration is 80 minutes. Undead cannot see, hear, or smell creatures warded by this spell. Even extraordinary or supernatural abilities such as blind scent, or tremor sense cannot detect or locate warded creatures. So we are effectively invisible for 80 minutes.
So you
undead.
didn't prepare any of your spell slots this morning?
I'm an inquisitor.
Oh, you just said prepare and it threw me off. Good call.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you casting those or are you saving them?
I'm casting them on all 5 of us.
Okay. You're all hidden from undead.
Well, let's start searching them.
Yeah, I think we can feel much safer about searching now.
While we're searching, I don't leave Havelock alone.
Fair enough.
Probably a good idea.
I'm basically like, wherever I'm searching, I'm always within either ear or eye shot of Havelock.
I will push open the door and, or one of these hanging doors, and I want to examine the insides of these houses and see if what I think happened here did indeed happen.
Okay.
You made a perception roll for that,
Sure.
or?
Yeah. Okay, so maybe you're a bit distracted, or maybe there's just too much snow covering everything. But I'm not completely sure what it is you're looking for. Go ahead.
Any evidence of what might have happened to this village? Specifically, his theory is that these people were boarding up their houses to protect themselves from an undead invasion and were not successful.
I think you can pretty well surmise that from the details you do know. I will say that. Well, how about this? I'll give you that after, let's say, like 20 minutes or so of the party members searching houses, you are yet to find a body or a skeleton.
This is bad. Bloodstains, I'm assuming, violent or evidence of violence or a melee of some kind.
Bloodstains would probably be long gone.
Fair enough.
Could be frozen.
No, because it was years ago.
Oh.
There's been seasons since then. Yeah.
Though this is like untreated wood, so it would have sunk
Rotted.
into the stain. You know, like bloodstains can stick around for a long time.
Trust me, I know about bloodstains.
I know about bloodstains in wood.
Yeah, I don't. These aren't like varnished wood floors, probably.
Yeah, they're probably dirt floors, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
That's fair. Even more absorbent.
Yeah. No, I don't think with the conditions the way they are right now that you find any evidence of like blood.
Okay. Well, I mean, not blood necessarily, but I don't know, anything that would
Violence,
hint that there was a violent altercation, torn weapons,
clothing.
Yeah, broken furniture.
Oh yeah. No,
anything
definitely.
Like that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you find a few instances where like maybe a table has been turned over, and like maybe a couple of the legs are broken off, and there's some weaponry just kind of laying in the kitchen where it wouldn't necessarily be usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you can find that. There's just a lack of bodies to
Don't dead open
represent
inside
them.
written on something.
Yeah, don't dead open inside.
Nope, none of that.
I'll turn to police since I guess he's the one that's right next to me and say, I think it's clear what's happened here. This place has fallen to the undead of some sort. Whether that's Urgathoan or minions of the Whispering Way in some capacity, or perhaps even some other lich. Or necromancer, who can say? But I think it's obvious all of these people have been killed and risen again.
That's I signed to Havelock and say that seems to be more of the Whispering Ways motive than evil that you described. Because like in your backstory, wasn't it more like small built-in cannibalism?
You're kind of breaking up a little. You're a little bit
Shit.
robotic.
Sorry. Wait. Oh, am I still robotic?
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit. It's not bad.
A little bit. It's not real bad, but when sometimes I eclipse a little bit of your words.
Gotcha.
Understand.
Anyways, I think I signed to Havelock. That seems to be more of Whispering Ways MO than Urgathoa's, especially the Urgathoa evil you described to me. Because if I'm not mistaken, out of character, wasn't like it was like a small faction of Urgathoa and like cannibalism.
It was I mean, Urgathoans are cannibals. Period.
Yes.
Urgathoan worshippers, but necromancers typically worship Urgathoa as well. The actual creature itself was a child cannibal, which is a
Gotcha. Yeah.
which is
Since
like
we don't see any
specific.
evidence of bodies, I think we can rule out cannibalism. So
It's possible, but if a necromancer came to this place, they may well have raised this entire town as their thralls.
that is a horrendous thought. Let us hope that some of the villagers escaped.
Ilix is, during this, she's outside. Yes.
I think he just got called away.
It did sound like that, didn't it?
Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay.
Ilix during this, she has remained outside and is sort of like crouched down by the front of the door. She's like conserving body heat a little bit and also keeping an eye on the surroundings.
Okay.
Kind of doing rear guard.
Sure. And with your massive perception, I think you do. Yeah, I think you see a plume of smoke coming from the town chapel up the road.
Okay. When I noticed that, the building that they've gone to look inside, it's not. These are like cottages.
Yes.
Like they're probably no more than like 2 rooms, so I don't have to like go searching for them
No, there's
searching
definitely not
inside
mansions.
or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ilix will look inside and say, "Don't be alarmed, but I do see smoke coming from what appears to be one of your holy buildings, just up the road of peace."
Did this town worship Pharasma? I assume they probably did. Since still off. But it could be. We're not super far from like Last Wall and stuff either, I suppose.
It might have been a mix of Pharasma, and then there was Mother Sigli or something to that effect. She's like a minor deity. I guess you'll find out when you get to the chapel.
Yep. Ilix's implication is like you, as in you, not forest dwelling people.
Lumberfoot.
Not specifically meaning Pharasman. Just a point of clarity.
Human.
Yep.
I think we ought to go investigate this desecrated holy place. It's likely if there's still evil afoot here, we might find it there, or perhaps survivors.
Yes.
He nods to Havelock and gestures ahead of himself towards the chapel.
I keep Gabby's greatsword at the ready and march down the road toward the church.
Okay.
I would like to. So, does this have like a steeple or anything like that? Like a.
Yeah, there's a bell tower.
Ilix is perceiving the shit out of the bell tower to see if there's somebody up there watching.
There is a nut.
Yay!
Nobody there. With
And
that perception,
also,
though, you do see a small handcart parked outside of the door.
she will indicate to the handcart, so perhaps the other travelers we saw have made camp there. In a whisper, too.
Well, let's hope they're friendly.
Would you like me to go and inspect and report back?
That would be wise.
Given who we're following, yeah.
I think Havelock starts probably fidgeting uncomfortably and a little bit out of character for him. Just slowly just kind of chewing his lip.
Lee, as Alex goes ahead to investigate, Lee just puts his hand on Havelock's shoulder.
It's all right, my friend. Little high-strung, as you can see, and kind of drunk.
Lee just nods at Havelock and is like, "Yep, I can see that."
Would you like to roll my stealth, or would you like me to?
I can roll it for you.
That will have since we decided this is urban, I'll have a +2 on at the end of added to the roll.
Sure. Give me just a second.
I like how you took urban as your favorite terrain. You've been to a city once 3 weeks
I've
ago.
been to
Quite a few,
several.
actually.
We talked
guess
about
that's
this. She's been paying attention to how buildings differ and the way human structures are organized and how they moved.
Mm-hmm.
You're not there.
Are you coming up with her, Synesis?
Sorry, I thought that's where we're supposed to put our characters. My bad.
It's okay.
Just delete me.
Alex is just creeping stealthily. Just behind her, and says it's just standing there smiling.
What fine yet rustic
hey.
architecture.
I shall
This
inspect
is
it
a
more closely.
beautiful chapel.
But yeah, she's been studying this whole time, how to move in these artificial spaces.
Okay.
Because she seems to be in them quite a bit.
It does seem that way.
Okay. As you approach the chapel, you see the handcart. It's fairly uninteresting. It's got iron wheels and
Not full of dead bodies.
No, not full of dead bodies. The front door of the chapel, or the double doors, look like they have been smashed in, much in the same way as the houses that you've been around. And you can see probably a few claw marks on a few of the wood planks just from your vantage point.
Okay.
So what do you do?
These appear to be windows?
Yes.
Or the frames of windows?
Yes.
I will attempt to look in through this nearest one, just sort of peeking my head up ever so slightly.
Sure. It does appear that these have not been cleaned in quite some time, so they're a little difficult to see through. But
Is there glass still in them?
Yes.
Okay.
Oddly enough, there is, because it's narrow enough that people can't fit through them. They're supposed to be narrow enough. The map doesn't indicate that, but if you look at the drawing up top, it definitely looks like those are more of slits.
They're more like slits, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're able to make out a narrow room with what looks like a few chairs and a bookcase, a door on the far side. I'll just reveal it for you. It's fairly uninteresting.
This is more like just a small office or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
that's
then
kind of what you can
I
make
will.
out.
Okay. So not seeing. I want to. Alex is interested in the main area. Or what part of the building is the smoke coming out of?
It appears to be coming out of the left side of the building.
Okay.
There's a little chimney back there that's not pictured.
Ilix is going to creep around here to the front and sort of lean and look through the shattered front doors.
Sure. Let me do this.
And does this look like a wall here?
Yes, it does. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. And she is going to... Let me see, what's the best way of doing that? I think she's gonna, like, try to creep past on the stone, looking carefully to avoid any, bits of rubble and planks that might have been covered by the snow, and sort of get another look on this side. Going straight up Splinter Cell on this shit.
I think 50 yards would make sense. Uh-huh.
Oh. These are the
Demon
are these
wolves.
demon wolves? That's what I was thinking. Okay, so I see a couple of them there.
Erstwhile demon wolves.
Erstwhile, yeah.
Churlish youths.
I'm going to creep up and take a look in this left side, which looks to be where the smoke's coming from, or very close to it.
Okay. Let me do something real quick.
It is at this point that they reveal that I rolled a nat 1 on my stealth check, and they haul me through the window.
Maybe.
I hope not.
I
It
hope not.
could happen. Oh, I thought it... hold on. I thought their stats were higher than that. Oh, nope. That's dog shit perception. Oh. All right.
I don't like the sound of that.
That's what a nat 20 sounds like, fam.
I love
Okay.
it when the enemies roll those.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and reveal this room to you. Because you do manage to get vision of it.
They're standing directly at the window staring out of it as he like pokes his head up.
No, it actually looks like they're conversing by the fire. And the old man is sort of drinking some tea and leaning back, kind of musing, and he happens to look out the window at the exact moment that Elix's form sticks her head up into it.
Okay. I assume that I see this.
Yeah, I think you notice that he leaps to his feet, and so does she.
Okay.
Must have mind playing tricks on me. Must have been the wind.
With the arrow still in his head.
Yeah.
So the old man, you'll hear some kind of like muffled, like yelling, almost like orders, and she will kind of hush him and you'll see her pick up some large stick-like weapon. You're not really sure what it is. It's a little blurry from your vantage point. But she comes walking towards you.
Yeah, Ilix is going to put up both of her hands, and like she has her bow in her hand, but she like presents like the side of it, like mean you no harm.
She kind of gestures for you to wait, and she comes walking outside.
Ilix is gonna, well, no, she won't signal just yet. She'll remain where she is, but she's not putting her bow away, but she's
Sure. So this woman comes out to you, and she's carrying a large farmer's scythe.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, Ilix is going to, like, if she tries to get like real close, she'll hold up a hand.
No, she's standing between you and the cart.
Okay.
And she'll say, I'm sorry, what is your business here? I mean, we just found this place. If this is your village or something,
No.
we're just holding up for the night.
I'm a simple traveler. I saw the fire, decided to investigate. I mean you and your companion no harm.
Oh, I wouldn't be too worried about Roy. He can take care of himself. She kind of looks you up and down at your simple traveler thing. She goes, "You look a bit better equipped than most folks I've seen."
Well, perhaps it's better to say I'm simply traveling.
Yes, perhaps. Are you here alone? And that's when she kind of looks over her shoulder to kind of survey the area. And I assume she sees your friends out in the open.
Yeah, Ilix will say, no, I'm not alone.
Havelock waves.
My companions and
Fleet
I
also
are...
waves.
My companions and I are traveling to... was it Ardis that we're heading towards, correct?
Yes.
Alright, we are making our way towards Ardis.
Oh,
We
you're
saw
nearly
the
there.
town. Yes, we saw the town.
I
It's
assume we would start moving forward once.
Yeah, she waves
Since
to
it looks
you sort
friendly.
of awkwardly when you wave at her.
we are making our way towards Ardis. We saw the town and thought we might find shelter here. I noticed the fire from the chapel and we thought to investigate. Seems you ran afoul of some others already this evening, though.
Oh? Oh yes, the bodies. Yeah, those were here when we got here. I don't know who killed them or where they came from. But certainly glad we didn't run into them, because I'm not sure.
Yes, you're not. Demon wolves of the demon clan werewolves of the forest.
Doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but I'll take your word for it that they're dangerous.
Quite so. Never mind the curse of lycanthropy. Ah, my companions approach. Please, don't be alarmed. They are an unusual assortment, but are good folk.
I think as soon as I see her wielding a scythe, I've got my gray sword in my hand, and I'll say, what is the meaning of this? What business have you here in the church? Ilix, is this woman threatening you?
Nay, Havelock. All is well. They were keeping themselves warm by the fire.
That scythe in her hands says otherwise.
Excuse me? Is it not alright to carry an implement with which to defend oneself?
It's an interesting choice to carry a scythe. You must not be from around here.
I signed to her, no, it's not okay to use weapons. But she doesn't
Why
understand.
why is this man waving his hands at me? I don't take your meaning. It's simple farm tool, nothing more.
Do I detect deception? The fact that you can see us right now does support your case somewhat.
Wait, would you be invisible if it? Never mind.
If she was
If she's
undead.
undead, yes.
Yeah, they literally would not have been able to see
Oh
her.
yeah, fair enough. Let's see. I don't think it's. I mean,
I would be discerning lies when she's speaking as well.
Okay. I don't think she's lying about the scythe. I think with that sense motive, you think there might be more reason behind the scythe, but I don't think you can be sure because she's not like trying to conceal it from you.
I would get a hunch that she is like omitting information. Or I would get a hunch that she's concealing something. I wouldn't know. She's completely lying, but
I lean into Xenesis and I go, she ain't got any magic on her?
You know, it's a good point.
I ain't got eyes like you.
I'll detect magic.
Okay, and I think he probably reaches this point when you do that. Detecting magic on her. Let me see if she has any magical auras.
From an out of character stance, I freaking love her hair. Except for I think the cut is a little bit too far. But still dope.
Here, I think with my crazy perception, I hear him stepping through the building. And I say, good sir, do not be alarmed by my companions. And hopefully, like, surprising him that I can hear him moving within the building as he's stepping out to get a look at things.
We can actually see him from this angle.
So divine magic is, or not divine magic, detect magic is going to take a little while to discern anything of detail, but I will tell you that you do detect magic on her person.
Solid. Then don't I do what's next in spellcraft?
The aura, you would be able to detect an aura.
A few seconds later, you can get like auras, and then you can get like the type of aura and like the strongest one. I think you can identify with spellcraft.
Okay.
So he comes out onto the stairwell. Actually, I guess that's not quite the open door. Anna, what is the meaning of this? Who are all these people?
We were just about to ask you the same question, sir.
Yeah, I heard your name was Roy. Like steroids.
I don't know what
she has impeccable hearing, and so
I don't
she
know
was
what
able
a
to hear the details of the
steroid is.
conversation from 50 yards away.
I don't know what a steroid is, but we're simple travelers, and this building looked the most secure of all the others in town. And he kind of gestures out, and he looks a little weary about it because it's not a pretty sight, you know.
Wary or weary?
Weary?
Tired or
Wary
concerned or alert?
Yeah.
Tired and concerned.
Both. Okay.
He's
weary
and
wary.
Yes.
Wearily wary. All right.
A weary, wary Roy.
Wee Willy Wary Roy.
Yeah,
oh my
see, it's
God.
hard.
Havelock kills himself.
May I ask
will,
your name?
My name is Roy. I thought that was
No,
established.
her,
Oh.
the woman.
Oh, he called her Anna when he came out.
Elix is like trying to be polite as best she
Gotcha.
can.
Gotcha. My name's just Anna. It's a simple name, nothing too fancy.
Anna?
Is that with one in or two ins?
Two, of course.
I am Elix of the Forest of
What
Vales.
are we, savages?
These are my companions, Havelock, Xenesis, Plea, and in the back there is Leopold.
It's certainly nice to meet you all. If you want, it's it's quite nice inside by the fire, and you could warm yourselves up for your journey tomorrow. You're perhaps a half day from Ardis.
Bro, though, she's carrying a fucking scythe. Havelock has no chill about him right
See,
now.
that's the thing. I have no actual significance as to what that means as Leopold. So like, yeah, at this point, I just think you're, twitchy.
Can
Roy,
can I roll a religion, because I think Tanner knows why, but
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll. Your religion knowledge is high enough, and you've got enough experience with undead. The scythe is the preferred weapon
sign
of
of Orgothoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I specifically warned everyone about
Right.
Urgathoan worshippers in this town.
Yes,
Cannibalism.
but you never said anything about scythes.
Well.
Yeah, but if he knew,
somewhat implied.
but if he knew Urgathoa, he would know scythes are the implement of Urgathoa. Ergo.
Mm-hmm.
I say, Roy, are you aware that your companion is wielding the chosen weapon of a servant of Urgathoa?
What?
A strange implement to choose to defend oneself,
I
especially
mean,
one powerful.
I hardly think that's the case. Look at the ground. There's certainly not going to be any use for it farming for a while. And we don't have swords or the money that you all clearly have to afford such luxury weapons.
No pitchforks in the area, I suppose.
I suppose that would also work.
I mean, I've sensed motive. I'm assuming I'm not. Is he being genuine?
I really need to find his stats. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh.
Man, 30 is pretty good. You know that you get a hunch that he's at least concealing something. But you think there's like a little half-truth in there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably enough to continue to feed into Havelock's anxiety about this situation.
I would imagine. Havelock is gonna say, look at them both with his moonlit eyes and say, keep your hands where I can see them. I need to verify. I can tell that both of you are not being entirely truthful with us, and considering the state of the town and the chosen implements you've armed yourselves with, I don't even know how to finish that sentence.
I think maybe Ilix will hear you faltering a bit and say, my companion is able to see into the true nature of a person.
I can, and I assume my eyes glow as I begin detecting evil.
I was going to ask for their consent, but just to see if they would.
Too late.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either way. Yeah, she's like, I would ask the. Oh, he's doing it already.
Yep, he sure is.
My rule, what I decided was that I was not going to just detect evil, period. But if somebody gives me grounds and
you detect that they are both evil.
I thought I might.
They will look at each other after they see your eyes glowing, and they will actually adopt more passive postures. She will kind of drop her scythe down to the ground, like not all the way, but like blade down, not in a position to strike. And he sort of has a staff that he relaxes in his arm, and he will say, let's see, how's it? Man, this is a weird situation.
This is interesting because I feel like this is the one situation where the NPCs have to diplomacy their way out of being killed by Havelock.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is usually encounter this in reverse.
Raging
DCs for
boys.
diplomacy with Havelock are like a 50.
At least 50.
I'm all
yeah.
jacked up on apple juice. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, I suppose I'll put it this way to you, Havelock. Our employer warned us that you might be passing through here. And I believe you were warned not to continue to pursue one of our associates.
You're, I suppose
Um.
this associate of yours is a member of the Whispering Way. What was his name? It was like A or L or something? A.
Yeah. In the letter he had asked you to not pursue Arenvrud because it seemed like you had a bit of a vendetta against him because you'd crossed paths, like basically everything you've come across so far, the Trial of the Beast, the Hunting of Hearthstone, it's been all Vrud's work.
Yeah.
So you've kind of been on his trail up till now, and A had written in his letter that he hoped you would, like, now that you'd triumphed at the Trial of the Beast and put the Ghosts of Hearthstone to bed, that would be enough for you, and that you wouldn't pursue Vrud because it might cause your relationship with our good buddy A to become adversarial.
Yes, I remember. Yes, as you can see, I took I took that into consideration and made my decision. Roy, if that is your real name.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's my real name, son. We were asked to spare you if you would turn away. I don't suppose you could still be convinced.
I unload on Roy.
Oh, shit. All right.
How much are we talking about?
Yep.
All right.
This guy.
Let's get some initiatives.
Whoa, what happened? What have I done? I have broke roll 20. Oh, am I back? The fuck happened? Okay, I'm back. We're good.
Leopold, as you unload on him, a little message appears at the bottom of your screen. Havelock will remember that.
Eh. They just admitted their Whispering Way.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
They openly admitted that shit, and I don't trust them farther than I can fucking throw them, and I have a strength of 8, so.
Nice.
That's not very far.
Given, did he see me go for my gun?
Let me see.
Because I would have fucking whipped that bitch out.
That's pretty good.
Would I do a sleight of hand for that?
Yes.
Alright, hang on. I
Is
do
this
have
a
points.
surprise round for Leopold? Because nobody else was...
It will be a surprise round for Leopold, yes. Because he is engaging. The number you have to beat is 26.
Ah, damn, 25.
Mother.
So he does see you draw your gun. I don't think he has enough time to do anything about it, though. Really.
Probably not, no. Because it's not like I have to load anything. It's already loaded.
Right. So I think you still get your shot off. I think maybe he gets to participate in the surprise round now, though, because he saw you taking an aggressive action against him. So I don't think he can stop you or do anything to prevent you from hitting him, but I do think he gets to do something before shit breaks out, because I think that just makes sense.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing where, like, just the two of them, because Leopold's behind us, and he's obscured from Anna by us, but only that guy could actually see him go for it.
It's too bad that I only have the single. Too bad that I only have the single action. Otherwise, I'd just shoot him right in the head. But I'm going to take a shot at him.
I think he has partial concealment from you too. Cause that little half wall.
Well, it's his touch, so let's find out.
Well, concealment would be a mischance.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Okay then, I use ricochet shot.
Oh. All right, do it.
I use a grit point to fire off this
Oh,
wall
man.
into the side of him.
Do it. I believe in you.
Okay.
Jesus.
There we go.
So, how does ricochet shot work? Do you get to just
Basically,
declare an angle?
Yes, I'll use a swift action to reload the gun, by the way.
That's amazing.
But so basically, I fire my gun at the door, basically the stone door frame there, ricochet it off the solid surface directly into his right side, so it seems like the bullet came from his right.
Oh my
Huh,
Atlanta.
you met.
Wait,
So
you get
basically,
this
all
as a
you hear is
gunslinger?
yeah, and he's just fucking holding his right side like ah.
And all of your eardrums explode.
Yep.
As this
Also,
happens.
+1 damage on top of that, so 9.
And we draw every
Where-
Tom, Dick, and Harry
How do
from
you
2
get
miles
this?
It looks like it's a deed.
At level 8, I get an extra combat bonus deed, and I chose Ricochet Shot because my last feat that I chose was Blind Fight, which was a prerequisite for Blind Shot, or Ricochet Shot, which is what I took. So for a grit point, I can consider
Oh,
a solid piece
feat.
of object. It's a feat, but it's a bonus feat that I got at 8
Oh,
as a gun.
it's literally letting him bypass concealment.
Yes.
That's pretty
Why
cool.
do you think I took it?
That's pretty
It took-
cool.
I mean, like, it's funny that it actually came up already.
Yeah. That's
I was
interesting.
expecting it to be much later,
All right.
but hey,
So yeah, you will hit for 8, is that right?
9 because +1
Oh.
from point blank.
All right.
But it does target normal AC instead of touch.
Well, what's his normal AC?
Not 27.
Cool.
But that's important for you to remember.
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
you don't get your super fancy touch stuff.
That seems fair, though.
Yeah, I mean it's a super powerful feat. I'm like, there has to be a downside to this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's the spell.
Yeah,
Ricochet
no,
shot.
that's Ricochet Shot deed grit. It's
Great.
hold on.
Okay, that's
It
a
doesn't.
different.
It doesn't talk
Never mind.
about that at all. I think
Never
it's
mind.
still
I was
touch.
looking at the spell ricochet shot.
Yeah, there is something that I think
Yeah.
mages can do that's
It's
like pretty much the same
rangers and mages get ricochet
Yeah.
shot. The spell.
Mhm.
Never mind. Completely different. Wow, this is OP as fuck.
thing. I mean, it's
He does
only
have to
single
spend
shot,
a
but-
resource to use it, though.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
And I just wanna let this dude know there's no fucking negotiating anymore. That shit's off the fucking table.
Yeah, apparently not. So he is going to cast a spell,
I'll bet.
and then he'll disappear.
There it is. Hopefully someone has invisibility purge.
Kind of surprised by what just happened.
Luckily you had the great sword out already, so
Yeah. I
Charge?
do not think I have. Well, he's invisible.
her.
The
Yeah.
I don't know. Is everything in order?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You just hid.
I put her in there because he's invisible, and while he's invisible, you can't see his turn.
Gotcha. Okay. I was really confused by the 0. So.
All right. Havelock will activate his judgment and surge it on justice and destruction. And damn, he doesn't really have a way to find this person.
You sort of can. Perception can still be used to find invisible things. It's just
Yeah.
harder.
Snow.
He's inside.
Is the roof intact completely?
Yeah, it's a stone building.
I think what he will do is, well, he was standing right here, right?
Yes.
And he's gonna jump forward. Then he's already got his greatsword out, so I assume he pretty easily casts judgment of activates his judgments, and he will swing at the square.
Sure.
That the guy was just in as he casts invisibility.
So it'll be
Roll 20
AC
will work.
10 to hit that square,
See, destruction, judge.
and then I roll mischance.
If he like ran away and ran into the pews and just ate shit.
Okay. All right, I think I got everything wired up. Ba-ba-ba. So you may just roll both attacks, or what, like a melee, or what?
You can do a normal attack.
Yeah.
You definitely hit the square.
Yeah, you hit the square he's in. I think you still have to. Well, actually, it's AC 10 to hit the square, but I think it's still his AC to hit him, even if he's in the square and invisible.
Well,
Yeah, so he has total concealment.
He'd probably be just swinging at
Would
like
make
chest
sense.
level.
Yeah.
The guy was only like maybe 5.5 feet tall. Just swing near where
Yeah,
chest
you
would
basically
be.
swing.
Why?
It's like if you try to get the right square, it's total concealment, but you have to be able to find the right square. Havelock's at an advantage because he knows the square because he can only take one
Yeah.
action.
I feel
every
mischance.
round after this is gonna be like, okay, which square is he in?
Right.
And you
Yeah,
have to
that's
find
why
it.
I'm trying to burst him down.
Well, the first one hits. Because I rolled a 57 on your mischance.
Nice.
So
Yeah, got him.
You very narrowly get him.
Got him.
Invisible
That's my
blood
turn.
sprays everywhere.
He's yeah. There's definitely a loud as Havelock
What you get,
swings his
motherfucker?
sword through what appears to be an empty space, but his sword like slows down as he's moving it through the space.
Leaves spatters of blood.
Yep,
I assume.
definitely.
Oh shit! I didn't have justice on. Oh no, I did. I didn't have the right one. But it definitely wouldn't help in 11.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. She is going to. She will look at Havelock and she will say, I guess you've made your choice then. And she'll pick up her scythe with one hand. By pick up, I mean just kind of raise it back up. She's not like using an action, just flavor.
Yeah.
And with her other hand, you'll see her make some motions, and then she clenches it into a fist, and a kind of sickly green light emits from her fist. And something happens, and it's really fun and awesome.
You say these
Sounds
words.
like it's not.
It doesn't sound like any of those
You're
things.
gonna love it. The werewolf bodies begin to stir, and
Cool.
they stand up.
Well, they got like some soup or something?
Fuck you.
They were eating soup when they died. They both start sitting up, stirring the soup.
Can't believe I didn't get to finish this.
This is my unfinished business for which I've returned.
I think there was an Adventure Time episode about this.
Well, luckily we have a cleric.
All right, and then he will do that.
Is he speaking or moving? Those are important.
He might be.
Well, we would hear him if he's speaking, so...
Well, he's not speaking, but he
'Kay.
is moving.
Okay. These are important things.
He saw the body stand up and was like, "Oh!"
He's
Don't
like, I
worry,
got
he's
him!
still standing right in front of me.
He's definitely not moving anywhere with that hit.
Yeah, I think I took his leg out.
So yeah, he'll move to there. I need to look up that ability because I can't fucking find it.
I think Darth decided to just add this character after the fact.
No, there's a character in the book that I'm running this off of, but the ability that they list is not very easy to find.
Yeah, don't you love that?
Like, this whole character is just, like, apparently everywhere in the book, and, like, not in one place.
Oh, he does have that. Oh, that's interesting. I think he's kind of fucked in terms of healing himself, though.
I'd imagine.
That seems like not in his purview.
Well, if he's
Well,
not
he's an
undead,
undead
and he's
guy.
a necromancer, then he probably doesn't have cure light wounds.
Yeah, he would have like channel negative energy probably.
Yeah.
But that's just gonna heal Zoo.
Yep.
It'll hurt the rest of us, but hey. Zoo will be fine.
Yeah, and that is actually what I was gonna have him do, is channel a negative energy.
To harm or heal.
Of course.
To harm.
Probably, yeah.
Where the fuck? He says he can channel, but it doesn't say how many fucking dice it does. Ugh!
What is
What
his
level?
CR? Because it would probably go off.
This is so
Or, yeah, his
frustrating.
level.
Why not just put it in parentheses? Everything else is in parentheses except for that.
Well, if I'm going off of a cleric level at level 9 in my game, he does 5d6 of healing at level 8. So or level 9, sorry. So anything less than that would be 4, but I doubt we're fighting things that are less than that at this point.
I think it is just because he's mixed levels. He's basically
okay.
3rd level cleric, more or less.
Then it would either be 2 or 3.
2.
I think it's 2.
Yes. These damn creaks, I keep thinking it's my fucking chair.
Does anybody have glitter dust?
Nah.
No, but I have maybe
Plea-
something better.
Are we
Points.
going to a rave?
Plea points at his eyes and then points in the direction of the guy.
Havelock, Plea, and Xenesis, I think, are all hit by this.
They can do a will save to half it.
You can will save to half.
Oh, well, I'm gonna definitely will save before I take this
Yeah,
damage.
most definitely.
Well, I don't think maybe.
That's pretty good.
Yep, you guys both
He's
do
on
it.
my li-
Xenesis?
Does Genesis take damage from negative energy?
No, she heals. She
I
heals from it.
heal.
Oh, weird.
Negative energy heals her now because she's the death domain.
Yeah.
But it has to be
'Cause, you know.
done. Does it have to be done
No,
to heal
it
like
can
with
be done
undead?
to damage.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, you heal damage instead of taking damage from channeled negative energy.
You're super healthy.
You are.
He just added,
maximum-
like,
I get plus
5
maximum
minutes
health.
to your
No,
life.
you don't get extra health.
He extended your
But-
life by a few minutes.
In the grand scheme of your elven immortality, you now live for a few minutes longer.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Point zero zero zero
Your
zero
lives
0.001%.
are
That
so
is-
fleeting.
Her turn and his turn, and now it is Skelly time. They're both going to approach Havelock because he's the one in the doorway.
Wait, they get to be raised and act on the same turn?
They get turns now. They exist.
I mean, I don't know how necromancy works, but usually things that are summoned don't get to act the same turn. Well, like, they do get to act the same turn they're summoned, but like they take a turn to. That's the
Yeah,
confusion here.
It's weird,
That's
right?
very fast. Sorry, Havelock.
Almost like there
Only a
was
DM
already
purview thing.
magic going on. That's weird.
My character doesn't understand magic, so.
It's almost like somebody detected magic going on already.
Did spellcraft and no one said anything.
Yeah, things kind of moved along before I got to you. Sorry.
Whatever.
You gotta be more insistent, Sue. Just yell at him and go slap him.
That
Just
squeaky
repeatedly
wheel.
slap him
Oh,
over and over and over again.
I
He
know
likes
what
it,
kind of
don't worry.
relationship you're in, but
She thinks yours sounds not that great.
Well, I'm single, so.
It's the best kind of relationship.
Does a 23 hit you?
It will.
I'm guessing that a 12 will not, so we'll just pass on that one.
Certainly will not.
So you will take 10 points of damage as one of these skellies slices you with his longsword.
Hims.
Oof.
So yeah, being single is essentially just a man-to-hand relationship.
mm.
Oh my god.
Sometimes you just gotta get a grip.
Okay, moving on.
Oh God.
Okay. Looks like Ilix needs to put a couple shots in a lady. So she is going to
Would be helpful.
attack this broad here.
I do think she has partial concealment
oh,
to
yeah.
you with the wagon.
She also ricochet shot.
Is the wagon that tall? Okay.
It covers at least half her torso. Like,
Shoot at her head.
Aim well.
Well, you know, whenever I attack with this character, I roll shit.
well, concealment doesn't matter with AC though. It's a mischance.
So Xenesis and Pali, you are both still
Doesn't
hidden
fucking
from
matter.
the werewolves.
Yeah,
so
that's. I think
that's an
you're.
18 and a 17.
Yeah. Nope. Barely, but nope. So I think your shots go wide as you're trying to
Yeah,
avoid
well-
hitting the cart that's right in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna 5 foot to there.
Fair enough. She definitely can't get you there unless she runs
Yep,
around the cart.
I don't want her to get me, believe it or not.
That's fair. You shouldn't. Plea.
Plea quickly steps through around Xenesis and behind Havelock, rushing up to the lady with the scythe. And you'll never guess what I do.
Patty cake. You climb.
I attempt to
He's
grapple
gonna
her.
grope this woman. What are you doing to that woman?
23.
23 against her CMD, which is currently that. Yeah, you grapple her.
It's the struggle snuggle game.
But I don't want to play. That's the spirit.
Very good. Right where I want you.
Plea smiles at her.
Before headbutting her.
I am going to insert my turn after Xenesis. Xenesis, I was hoping you could like take a 5 foot step to start murdering those things because I want to take a 5 foot step closer, so that I can get like the whole church.
Well, okay, yeah. I didn't know if I should like buff Flea or if I should take out the zombies.
They are undead werewolves. Havelock is currently facing 2 of them plus an unseen opponent. So maybe
Yeah.
perhaps buffing Havelock might be the better choice.
Or you could drop
Yeah,
prayer on everybody.
Or big buffs for everyone. That also works.
Make buffs on everybody. Oh, I guess I could do prayer.
Oh, it is evening and we are about to rest, so blow all of your spells.
Ooh, okay. Um,
What you doing, Zoo?
trying to review my spells.
Okay.
Sorry. I should have been more prepared. My bads. Well, I suppose I will just walk up towards Havelock and cast Guardian of Faith on him.
I don't think Guardian of Faith is a buff. Isn't it like a thing that you summon?
It's a buff. Target gains Shield of Faith, and your choice of protection.
Oh.
So that's actually
that's a
super
big one.
nice, because that's Shield of Faith
Two
bonus
spells in
plus
one.
protection.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good action.
There
And
you
that
go,
way he doesn't
Havelock.
have to cast Shield of Faith.
True. Alright.
And she can change the target of it. That's neat.
Wait, what?
Mhm.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's...
As a move action, the target can transfer the spell to a touched ally who becomes the new target of the spell.
Oh, damn.
And you have protection from evil. If you want
Oh, the
to know
target,
what I
so
choose.
Havelock
can
can.
decide to pass it on. Interesting.
Oh, so it's hot potato. Neat.
It is now
Uh,
Havelock's turn.
I
It's
was
the
gonna go
holy hot
after.
potato.
Yeah,
I was
you're
gonna
gonna
go
go
after
after-
Zoo.
Okay.
Leopold
Yeah,
just
that's why.
inserted.
All right, I'm gonna do a 5-foot step. And then I'm going to spend a grit, and I'm going to try to shoot her in the head.
Alright.
Shoot her.
So soft cover.
She's grappled. Oh.
She doesn't get soft cover. I have a precise shot.
I don't think you can.
I
do
can
it with
That's
soft
just
cover.
the melee penalty.
You
Or that's
remove
the
the
hit
melee
penalty.
not the. You have people between you and her. That's soft cover.
Soft cover being mischance or AC?
Soft cover is AC. It's bodies.
Okay.
But she has -4 to Dex, so -2 AC.
Oh, okay.
So
All right, concealment cover. Different.
yes.
Okay. Yep, gonna try to shoot her in the head as a full round action. So, 20. Touch.
20 touch. Yep, you'll hit.
So 11 damage, and she is confused for 1 round.
Confused
Ooh.
based on.
He
Based
uses
on the
grit
condition.
and full round to do his special like targeted thing.
And there's no save on this.
Yes, we have had this conversation before.
That seems silly. Alright.
Okay. Were you guys waiting long?
That's
No.
it.
No, it's your turn.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, and a swift action to reload. There we go.
I just
We didn't even
sat
know you
down
were
again.
gone.
Cool, perfect. All right. Well, I think Havelock is gonna 5-foot back and cast darkness.
Oh wait, I don't
Shield
know
of
if you heard that you have Shield of Faith and Protection from Evil.
Oh yeah, if you were gone, you have a +6 right now.
And it's a hot potato, so you can pass it on to friends once you're done with it. But you have the Guardian of Faith.
That's really good. It's not a luck bonus,
Yeah.
is it? Not a luck
No,
bonus, I'm assuming?
it's a deflection bonus.
Okay. I'm gonna use my swift action to activate Bane for undead.
And then he's just
And-
going to beef smash this thing.
Yeah, go beef mode on. Those bonuses are fucking perfect for me because I've already given myself offensive bonuses. All right.
Yeah, that's a +6 AC. So that's pretty good for a 4th level
Yeah,
spell.
let's go
Holy
beef
shit.
boy.
Nice.
Both against the central werewolf.
You stepped back.
He didn't realize that
No,
he had
he-
the defense.
He was gone during that whole conversation about the defensive stuff. So he came back not knowing it was there, stepped back, then realized, oh wait, never mind. And he just foregoed that.
Right.
Oh, it did not
With the
get
new
on my
information.
screen. I see him still backward. Okay.
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, you hit. And he goes squish.
Boom, baby.
That's even before the fucking... Or no,
I
does
didn't
the
even
Bane...
do Bane.
Yeah, I was about to say you
I didn't even
activated
roll the extra 2d6.
that poor thing.
4d6.
My
Wait.
goodness.
Are they considered werewolf skeletons or human skeletons?
I don't know.
I consider undead.
Well, yeah.
I know that.
Alright, so she's confused.
So it's as per normal. So 1 for 25 is act normally, and then everything else is kind of...
So 17 would be act normal.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn it.
I mean, if she tries to cast, you can punch her right in the mouth, so...
She can still cast.
She can still cast defensively.
Yep.
While grappled?
Yeah. Which is exactly what she does. I need to figure out what save
oh,
that
wait.
is.
A cast spell without somatic components. Interesting.
So anything that doesn't require hand movement.
She can do any action that allows one hand to be free. You
Grappled
don't have her
defender may
pinned.
attempt any action that does not require two hands. Defender may attack or full attack with a light or one-handed weapon at a -2 to hit, or cast spells without somatic components and with material components, if any. Defender has in hand by making a concentration check, DC 10 plus attacker, CMB plus spell level.
No somatics.
It makes sense.
So now... So yeah, because I mean, you're probably...
Like, if she
trying
has
to
the
push this-
materials in her hand, she could do, like, verbal spells, but she can't do the complex gestures that would be required by spells. Since
Because
her hands
Please
are tied
trying
up.
to hug her.
Well, fortunately for me, all of these sheets always tell me exactly which spells have which components. It's
Isn't
very,
it great?
Perfect.
very easy and wonderful.
I always just assume that spell components are just, you got your hand in your spell pouch all times. It's always got the spell components you need.
You might as well just put your hand in the spell pouch and close it, and then just...
You assume that she
There you go.
uses a spell pouch.
We're talking about somatic semantics.
Yes, the semantics of somatic
Well,
spell
it
summoning.
appears that you have forced her hand.
Into her pouch to perform a spell.
So she can really only cast this. And I don't think you're gonna like it.
Let's see what it is.
Roll me a
inflict
fort
wounds.
save.
Well,
Yeah.
first she has to cast it.
She did.
What?
She cast it defensively and she succeeded in her concentration check. She did.
What? DC 10 plus my CMB plus spell level is really high.
That's not the concentration check.
That is the concentrate. I just read it to you. The defender has in hand by making a concentration check, DC 10 plus attacker CMB plus spell level.
What's your CMB?
12.
It's a very high check.
Not significantly higher than double the spell level, though.
Fair enough.
15 plus double spell level is quite a bit.
Once you get past, 3, yeah.
Yeah. So baseline, that's 22 for you.
Yeah, 22 plus the spell level is the check.
Fucking making me do math. I had her check figured out because I didn't do 15 plus double. And I fucking already... let's see. Okay, so it's that level. So it's that DC. Oh, the DC is the same. Fuck.
Oh, it does? Damn it. Damn it.
It turns out to be the same.
It
'cause
ends
she
up
casts
being
a
the same.
she casts a level 3 spell.
Okay, fine. Here's my fort save.
Oh wait, you said 22 was yours?
22 plus spell level.
So actually, yours is one lower than what would be normal. That's
wow.
weird. Really?
Doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, as my CMB gets better from... Oh, actually, no, my CMB is 14 when grappling.
Okay, so it
So
is.
it'd be 2 more.
So it is
It
a
is
little
higher.
higher.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Like, I forget that my
her
feats
DC
increase my
for
grappling
casting
CMB.
defensively normally would be 26. Wait, no, it's not. Oh, you're right. It is. I can't math.
I was like, dude, what level spell is she fucking
It's
casting?
21. It's 21. You're right. And yours is going to be 26, 27
Spell level
for
is
level
what?
3.
Mine is going to be 27, is the
27.
DC. Much higher.
Yeah, significantly. And what was her fucking concentration? Plus 10.
Hopefully not at 27.
No, it is plus 10 though, so it's quite good.
That is true. That is good.
No, I believe she rolled. Yeah, she rolled 26. So she does just.
Barely. Barely.
You lucky bastard. Okay.
Hey,
He, like,
I built my
stopped her
character
hand.
for this.
On the last fucking genjutsu fucking.
Yeah, the Genju. Just like put his hand in between her palms before she put the palms together. Like, no!
Just like grabbed her pinky.
Yeah.
As she's
Oh,
saying
Wuxi
the
finger
spell,
hold, yes.
as she's
I know this move.
saying the like words to cast the spell, I lean in and kiss her, so she can't speak the words.
Whoa, red light situation.
we
please.
are bordering on a fucking Me Too moment right now.
Like, hey man, we're
Ilix
just gonna
is-
kill her. We're not here to do that.
Ilix does like the thing that dogs do. You know, whenever like dogs don't understand what the fuck you're doing, except her
Tilt their
head
head
like
to the side.
her head completely like
Upside down, just
it
upside
goes
down
like
now.
275 degrees around.
It's advanced
Roll,
grappling
roll
techniques.
diplomacy. I want to see how this turns out.
Oh my gosh, no.
This is
no.
combat.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm doing this to save
But she
myself
might
from a
be
spell.
into it.
So she might be. She's
Alright, so next
follower
time,
of Rigatoa.
next time she'll do that. This guy is going to.
hopefully speak and reveal his location.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would very much like that.
He's got a couple more rounds of that shit. Oh, he does that for sure.
I don't like the way his voice went there. He's really happy about that.
Yeah.
Like, is he licking his lips over there, Zoo? Should we be worried? He's doing the bueno.
Yeah.
He is going to cast a spell. Havelock, what is your touch AC?
Probably like 14 or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna look here. 12. Touch or flat-footed?
Touch.
Okay. Yep, 12.
You see,
Okay.
there's a good touch and a bad touch.
Yeah.
I believe this is a fort save. Let me check. Yeah, fortitude save.
Where is he?
Oh, you'll find out. Just hold on.
Where are you?
Not my greatest roll.
Okay. So you do pass the DC, but that only does half. Hold on, I'm trying to find out how many D6s he actually hits you with.
That's disgusting, Travis.
Agreed.
It's got like his tongue is shaped like a Bowie knife. I don't like it. It upsets me.
That is the point of it.
Oh, okay. So it's just gonna be. Okay, so it's just that. All right. Okay. So in Pathfinder we round down, so you will lose 2 strength.
You motherfucker.
Ray of Enfeeblement?
Ray of Enfeeblement. It is a penalty to strength.
Damage or drain?
It's not specified, so I assume that it is damage. Because it just says penalty to strength.
That is so weird.
So I assume it's actually like a
Temporary debuff.
like a temporary debuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna mark it as damage just for the purposes of
Sure.
Yeah,
this, but I
duration,
assume
1 round per level.
Yeah,
So
very,
it
very
only
short.
lasts for a few rounds.
His will last 3.
It's just a debuff, yeah.
Oh, I only feel still extraordinarily strong.
And then he'll go running off into this room.
Oh my god, that's how much health he has left! He has like nothing! The poor bastard.
He took a bullet to the head and then a greatsword to the face.
It was
Yeah,
definitely the greatsword hit that did.
It was the greatsword. I only did
predominantly
8.
like all of the damage. All right. Havelock 21 to hit from skeleton.
I believe that misses
With
with
all
my
these
new
protections.
with all my new protections.
Oh goodness. All right.
I have a you guys say give me a plus
Actually-
6.
Elix.
Isn't protection from
It's
evil?
Shield of Faith and +2 from protection from evil. I'm assuming those are evil ones.
Protection from
Isn't
evil
protection-
That's plus
would
5,
only
I
protect
think.
them from
It is
touching
protection
him.
from evil.
Oh,
It's
not
+2 AC
attacking.
against evil creatures.
That is a 28 and a 21
To hit her.
to hit her.
Yeah.
Can you see him through the window?
No,
Because that would be amazing.
he's way past my line of sight.
I think they still. She still has like concealment, right?
She's on the other side of the thing, so yeah, I think so.
I moved to there.
There we go.
And she's got -2 dex right now, so. Or -4 dex total, so -2 AC.
I guess it should have been cover the whole time, not concealment.
If she ducked, then I would say concealment.
Partial concealment is so confusing.
Yeah.
Not with ricochet shot, it's not.
Concealment mischance. Whether or not a target is concealed from your current ranged attack, choose a corner of your square. If any line of this corner to any other corner of the target square passes through a square or border that provides concealment, the target has concealment. How's that different than cover?
Cover is any solid object in the way that they can still see them. Concealment is like there's enough of them, like a foot
So
around
like
the corner.
more than half the body, basically.
Yeah.
Cover is something that will actually stop or deflect a hit. Concealment is something that obscures vision.
Yeah, a giant pane of glass has cover but not concealment.
Interesting.
Or that's
gotcha.
how I've interpreted
Yeah.
them.
So the cart, if you're in a certain position where the cart covers most of her body, she does have concealment from you.
Yes, but
Okay.
if he can see her, then she doesn't have concealment. But she might have cover because the cart might still block bullets.
Right. Okay.
And so
It's still kind of ambiguous, but
yeah,
it's all right.
it
Yeah, those will
basically is
hit.
GM discretion.
Yay, it's 15 damage. Because point blank.
All right. Please.
I
Presume you're
am,
going to be maintaining the fucking grapple.
I'm going to
Oh, no.
maintain the
Wait,
grapple.
I think I know what Clee's planning to do.
Oh, I've seen this movie.
I can't do the cool thing yet. It's a 21.
One could argue it would
plus
be mercy
5,
at this point.
26 which is
I mean,
more
you've
than my
already
last
forced
roll,
yourself
so
upon her, so.
Yeah.
Wait. 26? How?
attacker rolls CMB +5 versus CMD on my like once I'm controlling the grapple, I get +5 on CMB.
Okay.
Whoever's controlling the grapple has more like power in it.
Okay.
And then
Ryan
I use
Walker,
my
grapple lawyer.
I have the sheet.
He
It's
has
the one
to
sheet
because it's
that I have.
fucking confusing.
It's his,
So
his
confusing.
entire character.
My entire character is based on the sheet.
He's
Fair
gonna be like
enough.
quoting Roe v. Wade.
So yeah, you successfully keep her in the grapple, obviously.
and I pin her.
All right. So now she can't move.
Correct. Cannot move. Denied dex to AC. Always attempt to free itself as a combat maneuver or escape artist check. Can take verbal and mental actions. Can't cast spells that require somatic or material components. If they attempt to cast a spell or spell-like ability, they must make concentration check DC 10 plus my CMB plus spell level, or lose the spell, and it's basically just more severe than grapple, so it's not extra on top of grapple.
Okay. Xenesis.
Yeah, thinking. I don't know if she prepares spells, but I would like to cast Spell Crash.
Spell what?
Spell Crash Lesser?
Spell crash.
What
Oh
does
my.
that do?
This sounds terrible for her.
Create a discordant blast of energy that disrupts the target's available magic. If the target prepares spells, it must choose one of its prepared 3rd level spells, which is immediately lost. Has none, it must choose a 2nd level spell as prepared, because on a 1st level. If it's spontaneous, it loses one of its available 3rd level spell slots. Blah blah blah.
So if she's a prepared caster.
Well, she rolled a 10 on her will save, so she definitely gets to lose a spell.
Beautiful.
So she's gonna do that one.
Any spell or spell lost because of this spell is treated as if the caster had failed the concentration check while trying to cast it. She must be familiar with the spell, or with the feeling.
Okay, so she loses that one. Fair enough.
I really
That's
don't know.
pretty good, fam.
Thanks.
There's no initial saving throw, but the target can attempt a will saving throw each round at the end of its turn.
To do
Wait, what? Oh,
I
this
assume
lasts
regain
one
the
round
spell.
per fucking level.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it just keeps going!
I don't know if that means it keeps deleting spells.
You create a discordant blast that disrupts the target's available magic. If the target prepares spells, it must choose one of its prepared, which is immediately lost. If the target has none, it loses the lesser down. Each round at the start of its turn.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
god!
It's a
round
4th
per
level spell. It's
Fair
good
enough.
shit.
It's a mana
That's
burn.
some good shit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
That
a
is
mana burn.
really good, dude. Every round it can lose another spell.
Yep, that's a
Every round it
that's
has
a
to lose
that's
another
a
spell.
caster killer.
That is a very good choice for this party.
Dang.
I don't know why A sent 2 casters in a party of solid, like, beef tanks. And, like, people who can just shut them
It's
down.
almost like they're part of a fucking necromantic cult that uses magic.
Mm-hmm.
They're
You
not
think they
running
just have
around with
more-
fucking barbarians.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could hire some people who don't give a fuck,
Why would you hire them when you can create dead?
because that's
They
very
can create
obvious.
dead.
You don't have to use your spell slots. You can use your
It's-
money
it's-
slots.
Leopold, it's your turn. You fucking
Leopold is gonna make
assholes.
the best necromancer ever. He just hires fucking 50 bodyguards, and he's like, "No one expects me to have bodyguards."
Here, just put this face paint on.
Exactly.
Put a skull on your face.
Wear the scream mask.
No, see, here's the thing. Like, if going into a place, a guy surrounded by skeletons, yeah, probably a necromancer. A guy surrounded by, like, an entourage, well, maybe he's just an important person. You don't fucking know. Like, the guy being followed around by zombies, yeah, he's an asshole.
Let's
But the other
keep
guy might be
moving.
original.
Let's keep moving.
Alright, I'm just gonna fall around attack. I'm going to fire, swift reload, fire, free reload with the parchment.
She is prone now, so she does have a little bit more AC.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I was targeting the skeleton.
Oh.
I think
okay.
Please going to just slice her throat the next round. I've
Probably.
seen this
I was
movie, I've seen this movie. I don't want to see the ending again.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough. Uh-oh.
do you mean, uh-oh?
So, I did
Looks
a full round
very good
attack
to
on the
me.
skeleton. And, that, does the crit confirm?
I think he's just dead irregardless.
He only has 13 hit points?
He has 18 hit points.
Yeah,
Oof.
he's very dead. Well, I got my grit back. Yay!
Havelock, you're up.
Alright, he's not invisible anymore. Is
He
he?
ran
I
out
can't
that
see
way.
this,
Into the-
by the way.
Yeah.
Can't see this room.
Oh, is it still concealed?
To me it is. Oh, he ran out that way.
Yeah, he ran
Okay.
that way.
Alright, in that case, let me calculate what this is. Oh, that's right. I forgot I can do the right click thing.
Huzzah!
That's 40 feet. Fuck. What does I get from travel domain? I'm not sure if that lets get a burst of speed or not. I don't have burst of speed.
At 8th level, you can teleport up to 10 feet per cleric level per day as a move action. What?
Yeah, but it's as a move action. And
Yeah,
I can
but that's
get
per.
faster.
Oh, that's
just-
cleric level.
I guess I'm just gonna sprint, like full round sprint after him, unless this door's open. Like run here. Oh, he's right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh no! Is that the bathroom?
that'd be really funny if it was another
that not
movie.
That would be quite good. I think I'll run to here, and once I see him, I'm going to. Fuck! I can't stop him. I guess I'll just full
Oh,
round
well, the
sprint.
server connection can't.
Fuck! I don't know what to do because I can't see the shape of. I can't tell. There's no way out of this place in the back, right? There can't be, because it's in a mountain, right? Like it's like.
No, we're in a plane.
Okay.
So the map is maybe a little misleading.
That
Okay.
picture is not quite accurate.
It's
but-
like it's on an embankment or something like
Okay.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure it out because it almost looks like it's on. It's.
It does
built
look like that's
into
supposed to be inside.
Yeah, that's what
a-
I thought.
Yeah, but I don't know.
All right.
We're
well,
gonna pretend that's
Jesus.
not there.
This guy.
Those are trees.
I'm gonna.
Obviously.
I kind of want to throw Gabby's greatsword at him. Like,
Oh,
is that totally stupid?
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I think it
It sounds
definitely
like
According to
is.
Excalibur
Skyrim,
would do.
it's
I
not.
think it is.
Well, if it makes sense for your character, because Havelock is probably pissed. at this
He's in
He
point.
rage
is,
mode right
yeah.
now.
I'm in full rage mode. Yeah, I think as a swift action, I will switch my fuck, what do you call it?
Judgment.
Bane to
Ah.
humanoid, and
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna throw Gabby's greatsword at
Oh lordy.
and see if I
If
can
this
kill.
crits, I swear to God.
All right, hold on. It's gonna get dumb, boys and ladies.
We can
I guess
only
I'll just
hope.
do a ranged.
Yes.
I hope he doesn't steal the sword.
No!
Oh no!
I rolled a 2.
Quick, reroll it!
Hero point, you could burn it.
You could.
I
You
just
will-
don't want him getting
You
away.
will incur a -4 because you're using it like improv weapon.
I know, but I rolled a 2 anyway. Like it's super shitty. Like I don't think this is gonna help. I think we just let the character moment play. Or I
hope
threw
you
my
don't
great
lose your
sword. I guess what happened to it is the question.
Right into the fireplace.
You you go to throw your sword, and you do throw it, but you maybe underestimate how far it will go, and so you throw it like up into the air to try to compensate for its extra weight, and instead it just clangs into the ceiling and smacks down on the square in front of you.
How cool would that have been though?
It would have been
That
pretty
would have
just
been
cool.
impaled.
amazing. Absolutely amazing.
If I just
Throwing
fucking
your sword is
bravehearted it through.
not- Yeah. throwing your sword is not the worst thing. It's also not the best, but
I rolled
yeah.
a 2, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, there's nothing you can
What are you
do
gonna
with a
do?
bad roll.
there's
Yeah.
only one
No.
roll that's worse than that.
yeah. Okay, that's
Which
my
probably
turn.
results in Gabby's greatsword hitting you
Pretty
instead of the
much.
square in front
Yep.
of you.
It ricochets around the room and
It-
stabs into me.
Hits the ceiling and falls on you instead of on the square in front
I
of
think
you.
Havelock tries to do the ricochet move that he just saw Leopold do. He just throws it into a wall.
I can do that. Ping!
Yeah.
Cling, 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 cling. Oh,
my
I am so
greatest
sorry,
moment.
Gabby.
He is going to cast a spell at you after
Mother,
laughing
father.
briefly.
I put a spell on you. And
I don't
now
like that
you're
shit.
mine.
Yeah.
Give him Papa Emeritus fingers.
Just the one, which does that. So he needs to do a ranged attack because this spell roller is not working correctly. Yeah, 23 to touch is definitely gonna do it.
That'll hit me.
Fire leaps from his hand as a scorching ray hits you for 14 damage.
Oof.
There you go. That's what happens. God, I hope that comes through. God damn it. Not the right thing.
Nope. it was like 3 links to get to a Pinterest
Yeah.
page.
Okay.
It's always fucking
My
Pinterest.
bad.
Wait, what is your touch AC?
12.
Oh, never mind.
But you and I avoid damage in very different ways.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
I don't avoid the damage so much as just
Block the damage.
There you go.
cope with it.
Is that the
That
singer
link.
from Ghost?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
that link. That second link works.
I'm pregnant?
Wouldn't that be a twist?
Yes.
Oh my god, the Herald was there for me the whole time.
Oh, right.
Does she try to escape her impending doom?
She also needs to roll will, I believe.
At the end of her turn, she does.
Cool.
Oh no, it's start of her turn. You're right.
She rolls her at the start, yeah.
You guys are mean. You're ruining all my fun
Mhm.
toys.
Sucks, don't it?
In Dark's mind, I know. I'll throw a bunch of spellcasters at him.
Oh.
That'll fuck him up.
They yeah, she passes that save. She's good. Fuck, dude. Fuck. About the only thing worth doing for her is to use her supernatural abilities. Because you can't fucking stop her.
Mm-hmm.
She still has. Well, I guess they don't count as cast. Well,
Nope,
anyone
they're not spell-like,
attempts
they're
to cast a
supernatural.
spell or spell-like. Okay,
They're
cool.
supernatural.
Cool. Then that's good. You
They're
can do this.
completely unopposed.
Right.
You can't stop him. Nah.
Oh sure, her channel negative energy has fucking D6s next to it. Assholes.
Maybe her entry was supposed to count for them on both of that, and they just didn't bother to fucking mention that.
No, because they have different levels and different classes.
That's
What a
They're
pain in the
completely
ass.
different characters. I'm so annoyed. All right. Yeah, I think the only thing that makes sense for her to do at this point is to try to take you out with her. Because she can't
Death
cast
curse.
any of her fucking spells. Well, she tried to curse plea, but apparently that's not allowed. So, yeah. So she is going to. Well, what would be more effective here? Probably not that. Alright, so yeah, she will channel negative energy. So you guys can do your, I believe it's will saves.
I assume that's all of us.
I think you're still within range of her.
I think so too. Oof.
I think you're fine.
Oh, I think I'm gonna take another
Oh my
14
god.
points or whatever. Channel negative energy is real shit.
Hmm.
Like, I fucked up your guys' whole party in the graveyard.
She's trying to
My
channel
game,
negative
that-
energy.
Mm-hmm.
She has to present a holy symbol to be able to do that.
She sure doesn't.
Oh, really?
Supernatural ability.
It only has to be visible.
Oh, neat.
Also, you can have your holy symbol tattooed on you so that you never have to present it.
Yeah.
Like,
There's any number of ways around that requirement.
there's a million ways
Yeah.
around. She's got a tattoo on her back.
I also think it makes
She's
sense.
got an
Like,
Ergothoan tramp stamp or something like that.
we are fighting a
so
cleric here. But...
everybody takes half except for Xenesis, who takes none, I guess.
She's like,
So
Neat.
everybody takes 9 damage?
round down for damage, up for healing.
And she'll whisper in Plea's ear as she's doing so, "You will regret this."
Plea simply shakes his head at her.
Ilix.
I'm gonna shoot her in the butt.
In the butt?
Ah, say what?
Ilix is gonna deny me
I
my
just-
fun.
She hurt me too.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Fuck. Well,
Well,
I did 5 damage. That's probably the best attack roll I've ever rolled.
I'd personally say one of your best shots was when you
Fuck!
entangled that demon who was flying.
She should have fucking
Yeah.
done that. God damn it.
What's done is done.
It's over now. She's fucked. She has the spell Command. She could have tried to get Pali to leave her alone. It's
That is-
verbal. It's
that
verbal
is-
only. All she has to do is fucking say shit. God damn it.
If only they showed that it was verbal or somatic.
It would be so fucking cluttered. I get why
Yep.
they don't.
VSM though, I mean,
Yeah.
that's all it's got to have. It's 3 letters to tell
Yeah.
you what a spell
True.
needs. And
Yeah.
they just-
That could add up if you think about all the NPCs that could be casting spells throughout an entire book, but like,
It's yeah.
Mm,
God damn, that would have been good. Oh well. It
I
is
mean,
what
I've-
it is.
I read these modules. They have a whole lot of things they could remove for
That's
for the
for
sake of
sure.
readability.
That's for sure.
yeah, Daph was saying there was like a whole fucking like section of that whole lodge thing that was just unneeded. Just like trying to sort through it. You just talked about how fucking annoying that shit was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So did I see Havelock throw his sword from here?
I
Did
don't know.
I
Please.
You
mean,
probably
yeah, I
heard
probably
it
did.
clang off the ceiling.
Well,
Lee, it is your turn.
I coup de grace her. The first attack.
And she's pinned, so she's what, flat-footed?
As a standard action, I coup de grace a pinned creature.
So her AC doesn't matter?
Yeah, this is the bullshit build.
the
This
throat
is
slicer
the
build.
yeah, this is the throat slicer build. Anything he can grapple through like 3 rounds or whatever it is, he can just kill. As long as he can
Well,
maintain it.
coup de grace does not guarantee a kill.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's-
not a,
that's
but-
true. Well, it depends how you regard it. I regard it as an auto crit.
You automatically hit and score a critical hit. If the defender survives the damage, they must take a fort save, DC 10 plus damage dealt, or die.
So you're rolling 2 attacks to count as your crit? Is that the thing? here?
Oh,
It's just the one
it's
because it's standard action, right?
it's 1d. I need to roll the crit damage. So it's 8
Wouldn't
plus.
it just be the second roll there?
Oh, I mean they
Yeah.
end up being the same. So yes.
Exactly.
So that's my crit.
So you.
It's
Who deals
14.
14 points of damage.
14 damage. So she takes 14 damage and then
Now
has to
she
make
makes a force
DC
save.
24 save or die.
Yeah, the point of the Psy is not to do a lot of damage. It is to make them make the death fort save.
Yeah, set
Which
that.
is
Set the save DC.
yeah. And the save DC, is that based on your CMB or something? Or what is that
The
based
save
on?
DC is
The
based on the
damage.
damage dealt plus 10.
10 plus
Oh,
damage.
She rolled a 19 and it's a 25 and she still doesn't have enough.
Wait, what?
No, she's 24.
The DC is
survive.
24,
Oh.
and she got a 25, so she survives.
Barely. But she's still pinned.
She had to roll
This is why-
19 to succeed?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Oh
the
my
build.
god!
Yeah, it is.
Wait.
It is a. I'm
no.
gonna find one enemy and then just dedicate 5 rounds to grabbing them, pinning them, coup de grace them until they die.
His build basically is a deadly kid who is trying to shake you down for your lunch money.
Yeah.
It
Take my
gets better
toys
at level
away.
9. I can do it in 2 turns at level 9.
Oh god.
So wait,
I mean,
does
I
you-
stole a lot of
So
lunch money, but I
here's
never
here's
killed
an
anybody.
important question. What happens to your pin at this point that you've coup de grace?
Still pinned.
They're still pinned.
What?
He just needs one free hand. He's still pinning them with the other.
Oh, wait, no. Actually, no. You're right. Actually,
Really?
since I don't have greater grapple, I do release the grapple.
Ah.
I have to use my standard action, and I can't do a grapple as a move
So
until I
you're
get greater
both
grapple.
prone?
No, she's pinned, and I'm not grappled. Or she was pinned, so she's prone.
Pinning like means you're like on the ground though.
Am
Yeah, I think you're also prone.
Like you would
That would be
have
my
to
interpretation.
stand up. Pinning, I mean, pinning people to the ground.
Yeah.
Or you can pin him up against a wall.
Or that. There's not a wall.
There's a card which I don't think would work terribly well.
Give the defender the pinned condition. Attacker continues to have the grappled condition, but loses dex to AC. So I don't think I'm prone.
Weird.
I also don't see anything about pinned being prone.
Also weird.
But that's just on that. I'll look it up.
No, that's fine.
Well,
We can
continue.
keep cruising. She's gonna die. It's not a. I mean, at this point, it's a
Well,
matter of when.
If you're thinking in terms of wrestling, pinning is putting them on the ground, but you can pin an arm to someone's back without actually them being on the ground. It's what you do.
The
when you're
word
wrestling.
they're using is not necessarily the most descriptive for
Yeah.
what's occurring, or encompasses the entire range of things which
Mhm.
might be described as pinning
Yeah.
in a martial setting. But
Are you just gonna go over there and kill her, Zoo?
Genesis.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for the conversation 'cause I don't like interrupting
Can't-
people.
Fuck
Can't
him.
do that.
Interrupt him.
Yep.
Oh
I
god,
was
Zoo's
gonna
gonna
just...
kill her.
No, I thought I was just gonna go and heal Havelock, but I could kill her.
Still got your crossbow, right?
I do, but I have to. Oh, I have a light crossbow now.
Don't you?
Oh my god, Zoo! You have the gun buckler! Let her rip!
Oh my gosh.
But please.
I
in the
swear to
way.
God, if you shoot either of us, we will turn on you.
Don't you have a good like
Like
crossbow
unto
now?
rabid dogs.
Because you had my head.
She
Yeah,
has
yeah,
she has a
I
plus
have
1
a
light
light.
crossbow.
I have a
Yeah,
plus
okay.
1 light crossbow.
But if she is prone, she gets a bonus to not be hit by ranged?
It's extra AC against range. I don't see anything
Yeah.
that makes her prone, but Darp said she was prone, so I'm going with that.
Makes sense. You're
But
just
isn't
pinned.
like plea in the area of where I'd shoot her?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm providing soft cover, and she gets extra AC, so it's going to be hard for you to hit her.
Damn. Oh well.
And I'm not really arranged. Yeah. I was
You
just gonna
can-
go over and heal Havelock.
That's
Havelock
fine.
could use some good touch. He's not in bad shape, but you heal him something decent, and then we'll heal naturally overnight.
What's your movement?
30.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say just come shoot this guy, or throw your
I'll do it.
crossbow at him.
Oh, your crossbow. My God.
No, you're right. Pinned doesn't mean I'm prone. That's bizarre. It just means you can't move. It means you're so restricted that you can't move.
Yeah, so like twisting somebody's arms up behind their back,
All right.
not necessarily like straight up wrestling pin.
Yeah, grappling just means you're like holding on to a person in some way.
Yeah,
Pinned is like you are physically restraining
There
that
you
person.
go, Hadlock.
yeah.
Yay, 13.5.
14.
14.
No, we round down, fam. It's 13.
No, it's
We-
round up for healing, round down for damage is what
What?
Travis said.
Damn!
That's what I've always heard.
No, Pathfinder is round down across the board.
Well, regardless, I feel much better. I got a good pep in my giddy up.
Woo.
Always round down.
Some pep as opposed to a hitch.
It's one of the few rules that Pathfinder sticks to and doesn't try to make special caveats.
The only caveat is
Might be
one.
the only one.
The only caveat
Minimum
is
one,
that you
yep.
minimum one, but every other time you round down.
Leopold.
Okay. It's not. Okay, there we go. So,
You can shoot her.
well, I could shoot her. I could also shoot him. I was thinking. I was thinking of walking in there and seeing if I could ricochet the sword into him, but nah, I might
How
break the
cool
sword.
would that be?
I might break the sword. I would feel really bad if I broke the sword.
It's a magical.
Yes. You don't want to
sword.
break that. That is the one item in
I
the
know.
game you are not allowed to break.
Yeah. I think I'd rather have you kill my character. It would be more dignified. Why are you bouncing it back to me?
That's the.
Are you ricocheting off of him and into me?
No! I can just walk in there and shoot him. He's got like nothing.
Yeah, do it.
And I'm gonna walk on in and be like, what are you doing? Oh, right, this guy. And I'm gonna fire at him.
Can
One
you
time.
move that far?
Yeah. Hang on. See?
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend a grit to make it up close and deadly.
I wanted to throw my sword at him again, but fair enough.
So, 19 damage.
Oh my gosh. Yep. He's gone. Goodbye, Roy.
Imagine that'll do it.
I hardly knew thee.
Swift action to reload. Well,
Have luck.
All right. I grab my sword from the ground. No, I don't do it. Can I look out the window? Can I see this through the window? Like the carriage and shit?
It's a pretty narrow window, and there's a fucking cart there.
It's raised up off the ground, I think, a little bit too. So
I don't think so.
some.
All right. I pick up my sword and go outside. I guess I just picked up my sword.
All right.
We can restrain her. Get some information out of her.
That's it.
All right.
I anticipate she's gonna want to leave or cast it. Well, first she loses the spell, then she's probably gonna want to cast something.
She loses a spell if she fails her save.
She might lose a spell.
She rolled a 19 on a will save. So DC, probably like 17.
On a level 4 spell?
Yeah, probably 17 or 18. She doesn't have any 20 stats. She's got 14. on
8
most
plus
of her
spell
stats.
level plus cleric
Zuzu, what's
casting.
your?
What's
This
your
is for
DC
you.
for
This
this
is your
spell?
question, Zuzu.
Okay, sorry, what? DC for which spell?
Your spell eater one.
Spell crash.
10 plus spell level plus ability modifier. So 10 plus 4 plus whatever her ability is.
Because she's 14 stat.
Is it wisdom or charisma?
Doesn't matter. She's got 14 in all three.
Okay.
14 DC? Oh, or
My
spell
wi-
or
16 then.
mods. Okay.
Yeah, so she passes her will save. Okay. Man, she really doesn't have any room to maneuver. Although Ilix can't attack her if she casts spells.
I can't attack her if she casts spells?
Yeah, you do not threaten with ranged weapons.
Yeah, I'm not within range of her.
No,
She
even
can
if
fight.
even if she was
if-
right next to you, you couldn't shoot her. If she
Right,
cast a
yeah.
spell.
I'm just I didn't know if something had brought up the question.
No.
No,
Like-
she could 5 foot away from me towards
She
you,
could.
and then
I mean, she
cast
could
spells.
She could 5-step to the south, even though there's no map there. Or she could backflip her ass over the cart.
That would
From
be
a-
fun.
I was about to say from a prone position. I forgot. She's not prone.
You're not wrong.
Unfortunately for her, the map ends right next to her, so she can't retreat any further south.
You're right.
And if she tries to run, Plee will punch her
Got
in the
him.
back of the head.
Fucking got him. Jesus. Okay. Well, she does
How
have,
devoted is she?
she does have that. She doesn't super want to get grappled again, though. But if she doesn't do that, she's gonna die.
Considering she still has a sigh sticking out of her throat.
She got it to her shoulder. All right. She did all right.
He was
Uh,
trying a new artery this time.
She backs up 5 feet, and she drinks a potion of cure serious wounds. She's gonna fucking die.
The DM is wasting our potion of cure serious wounds, guys.
Basically. Yeah, that's our potion, damn it.
Well, let me think about this. Because she knows she's probably gonna die, right? Like, she's
Mhm.
not.
Does she fight until the death? Is the question.
Yeah, is she
Or will she
a
run?
fanatic or is she pragmatic?
It says
Pragmatic
morale.
fanatic.
A whispering way curate fights to the death.
Of
There
course.
you go.
So she attacks me, or like,
Yeah. I think she tries for that again.
But she really regrets getting cute and wielding a scythe. No.
Yeah,
she,
right.
think
she had a
that
walking
if
stick, would have been fine.
yeah, literally any other weapon, and she would have been great.
Oh yeah, that's what she does for sure. Okay. So she casts a spell. A 20-foot radius aura starts to emanate from her, and you need to make a will save.
Well, there it is, guys.
Woof.
Ooh,
We're at
ooh.
a hero point, maybe.
Have we had any crit fails yet tonight? We
Mm,
had to have one.
only
My
damage
perception
ones
roll, that's it.
and perceptions.
Okay, let me look at who failed what. The DC is 17, so Ilix does fine. Plea fails for sure. Is anybody neutral in the party, or are you guys all good?
I'm neutral.
I am neutral.
Neutral good.
I'm lawful neutral.
I'm
Lawful
also, I think,
neutral.
out of range of her.
I'm
Yeah.
neutral. Good.
Did you say that was 20 foot?
It is 20-foot radius. Yes.
Can I guess at what the spell is? Because I think I know exactly which one this is.
You can if you want.
Order's Wrath?
Nope.
Oh, damn.
Wait, am I the only good member of our party?
No. You got neutral good, neutral good, neutral good,
Lawful
and then
neutral.
lawful neutral, lawful neutral.
I
I'm
think
just neutral.
because you crit failed, it's gonna treat you as though you're good. Because that just makes the most sense to me. Because I don't want to generate like a special punishment.
He evaporates.
Okay, so I'll do that, and then will save reduces the damage by half and negates the effect. Effects cannot be negated by remove disease or heal, but remove curse is effective. Interesting.
I don't like this.
So you'll take 9 points of damage. those of you that made your save take half. I think. Yep, half damage, and you're not affected. However, if you failed your save, you will become sickened.
Oh.
So I am sick.
For 3
So-
rounds.
Sick boy.
Oh, I want to ricochet a shot off the statue and kill her.
It's called Wave of Hangover.
I don't think
What is
this.
the range on your ricochet? Like,
Technically, it's as far as I can fire. It just considers it a new square. It would be against her normal AC, though, at that distance.
I mean,
Okay, so that's what she does in preparation for dying, I guess. That was a lot less interesting than I thought. But,
One last fuck you.
Yep. It would have been better to try to curse plea, probably, but oh well.
I'm gonna shoot this chick. Like, of course.
You should probably like move a little.
I don't
further.
get. I'm not threatened.
What?
Yeah, if I
Point
well,
blank
she
master,
can't.
right?
Yeah, point blank master.
Nice. Okay.
Yep, she can't
Feel
get
free.
attacks whenever I.
the
And I
ricochet shot is amazing.
think she did. Yeah, she did.
That's a 15 if the first one hits.
Yeah, she did. Well, unconscious at least.
Yep. She like does her wave thing, and I'm like, "You bitch!" And I just like shoot an arrow like
Just,
right
like,
through her
From
throat.
point blank.
Stab her with an arrow. Do a Legolas.
Yeah.
I have
like
so
s-
many fucking
hold
spell
your bow
windows
in two
open
hands, just
now.
club her.
That fucking pin, just so
Yeah.
I can see the somatic component ones. God damn it! I'm just gonna have to prepare that from now on, aren't I? Anytime I have a caster, you're just
Pretty
gonna
much.
hug them to death.
It's almost like I invested 100% of my feats
Yeah,
into
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
one of the good things is that most spells have somatic components. I
A
think.
lot of them, yeah.
So if you have to guess, you can probably err on that side. But
That's the annoying thing, though, is then I have to dig through 20 to find one that I can use. She
yeah,
actually had a few, because command is verbal only. She has another one that's verbal only that she almost got off on plea that would have been real nasty. Although I think the cleric can undo it.
Yeah,
So-
like restoration.
It's,
Ilix will step up to Plea and is like, "Are you good?"
Or I could dispel magic.
Plea like covers his mouth, like holding and like grabs his stomach and holds back.
Just trying
This
to not
uneasy.
wreck.
Yeah.
She
I'm not
must
like
have been a
I'm not
terrible
technically
kisser.
terribly nauseous, but I when Ilix says that she must have been a terrible kisser, I begin spitting
I-
very rapidly.
I
On the
grab
ground.
Plea and lift him up and hold him like a baby and pat his back. There, boy, get it all out. Get it all out.
no! Plea, you vomit. You for sure vomit.
Okay.
Shh, it's okay. Just get it all out of you.
I'm assuming that after 3 rounds, I'm no longer sickened.
Yeah, you're
and
good.
There's no other effects to this.
But Havelock did not miss his opportunity. He got in there, man.
I signed to Havelock, thanks. And then as Havelock walks away, I look at Ilix and say, that guy's a dick.
I look off into the distance and I go, how much you want to bet I can throw my greatsword over them mountains?
Why?
No?
I look. Well, okay. So Plea didn't see you throw the greatsword. So Plea looks at Havelock and says, "Why the hell would you throw
What
your
are you
sister's
talking
greatsword?"
about? Was that what I heard in there?
Check this out. Huh.
Wow.
That could not be more perfect if we planned it.
I imagine you like throw it and it like clangs into the statue and bounces off and like the pommel hits you in the head, knocks you out.
No. Here's what happens. He throws it, but he lets go of it late, and so it slams down on the ground in front of him and hits him in the groin.
No more children.
No
Yeah.
more children.
Ilix like busts out laughing. She like crumbles down to her
Immediately
knees.
covers his mouth as quickly as he can to prevent from bursting out in laughter and breaking his vow of silence.
Yeah,
Havelock-
Ilix.
Havelock just falls over holding his groin going, oh!
What were
Ilix,
you
yeah,
trying to do?
He was trying to throw his sword really far.
I just wanted to do a cool sword throw.
Oh my god.
yeah, Ilix like crumples to her knees and then she like falls onto her side and like rolls over onto her back. She's like got her legs like kicked up in the air, just like cackling.
Oh, God.
This is probably the most relaxed I've ever seen Ilix, and like
Nothing like a good nut shot to make someone Schadenfreude.
Yep.
That's ageless.
Well, I mean, the danger's past, right?
Well, as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as you know.
Dun dun.
I think after the laughing fit is done, Plee extends his hand to Ilix to help her up off the ground.
Me and Xenesis did not see that. We're in here dealing with this dead guy.
Mm-hmm.
We just hear the laughter.
Heard a loud clang. And
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah. They seem to be enjoying themselves. So what's on this guy?
On his person, he has a wand of command undead with 6 charges and 4 doses of bloodroot poison.
Oh, thank goodness you're writing all that.
Blood poison?
Yeah,
How many?
4 doses. There is a masterwork light crossbow, masterwork short sword, a cloak of resistance +1, a ring of protection +1, Whispering Way amulet. Yeah, that's it.
What was the first thing?
Resistance.
A wand of command undead.
Ah, well, we're probably gonna have to sell that or destroy it.
That's Xenesis.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Answer.
So, if Ilix, say, was beset upon by a large undead, and she decided the best possible way to combat it
Hashtag
would
triggered.
would
Wait,
be
what?
to beset upon. If she used that wand to command the undead, is it technically a blasphemy of her own religion if she's using it to protect herself? Just to get it away from her.
Or protect the, or to
Yeah.
end someone else's.
Oh, did you say
Use of the
Ilix or
undead.
Xenesis?
Xenesis is what he meant.
Oh, I thought he said Ilix.
I mean, that's kind of the white necromancer line that they walk, right?
It's a wand of it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
a
not raised
spell,
undead.
though. It's a.
Command undead?
Command undead is totally a
Command
spell.
undead is, yeah, that's a spell.
Is it? It's a feat as well.
It might
Yes.
be for, like, commanding bigger undead, maybe?
Or like
Spell
a
allows
larger
you
number.
degree of control over an undead creature. Subject is intelligent. It perceives your words and actions favorably. Will not attack you while the spell lasts. You can give the subject orders, but you must win in a post-charisma check to convince it to do anything it wouldn't ordinarily do. Retries are not allowed. An intelligent commanded undead never obeys suicidal or obviously harmful orders. Might be convinced that something very dangerous is worth doing. Non-intelligent undead creatures gets no saving throws against the spell. When you control a mindless being, you can communicate only basic commands such as come here, go there, fight, stand still, go on. Non-intelligent undead won't resist suicidal or obviously harmful orders. Any-
It's kind of like
any-
charm person or something.
Slightly
Yeah,
better.
You
but-
do have to make a you'll have to make a contest if somebody's already commanding the undead. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but this could be really good. She could use that if we go up against a necromancer who's using undead. she could use it to
Mhm.
force the undead to stand still,
How
stop.
many charges does it have?
6.
For Asmon's view, putting the undead to rest as a holy duty, the creation of undead is outlawed, and commanding undead rather than destroying them is deeply frowned upon as well.
But rather than destroying them, I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
think that
yeah.
you could definitely make a case that challenging a necromancer for control
Absolutely.
of a mindless undead
Darkest hour type
is very
thing.
Pharasmic.
Yep. That's why I said it's like the line that white necromancers walk.
Yeah, I think you could do it for sure.
I think Ilix and Plea are going to start rifling through the woman's belongings.
Yes. Plea is like sheepish and kind of blushing at Ilix as they have their exchange out here.
Sure. She has a potion of cure serious wounds, 4 vials of unholy water, a +1 breastplate, a +1 scythe, which Havelock really wants.
Still a weird weapon for her.
And 475 gold pieces.
Cool.
I checked the werewolves.
Oh, they have nothing.
Nice.
I just put the 475 gold in the party pool and the rest of the stuff in the bag for now.
Sure.
I don't know what the other guy has because I wasn't really paying attention, but also wasn't there to collect loot, so I'm letting you guys figure out how you want to talk about that.
Well,
There is still more.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna look around.
began
Is this a
investigating.
Pharasman church?
It
It's
sure
got spirals
isn't.
all over. Really? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Can I tell what it is?
It appears to be to some sort of earthen goddess, some minor goddess.
Oh, boring.
What the fuck is her name? I keep forgetting. Mother
He's just like-
Sigly. She's
Oh
worshipped,
yeah, you mentioned her
she's worshipped
earlier, I think.
somewhat in the area. But
I'm
I
gonna look around
meant that
some more
they
for
had
stuff.
more with them.
Yeah, they
Like-
were shacked up in this room. They were in here whenever I first found them.
And
I'm
they
actually gonna investigate the cart.
came here. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I see a vaguely
Standing
humanoid
And
form
they
next
there.
to the
came here
cart.
with.
I picked up
You
on
guys
your
are right
clues.
next to the cart, and you're like, "We're gonna go
It's got
inside."
4 letters. It's used
like,
to
God damn
transport
it.
goods.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
I picked up on your verbal clues, Tarf. Are you proud of me?
Yes, so proud. That's funny. All right. So
Holy shit, it's late.
you go rifling through the cart. You don't find much, but you do find the body of what appears to be a small child impaled on some sort of spear.
Oh. Horrible. Havelock. Zenesis.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
You
hey guys, what's
might
up?
wanna take
what
a
a
look at
cool fun.
this.
Oh.
oh god. Oh, Pharasma.
Am I familiar with any, like, does this look to be religious, or was it just, like, some killing? Because these guys are necromancers.
The body
so.
actually looks to be quite old. With that knowledge religion check, you will know that this is actually not a child, but a rather rare and special specimen of undead called a cannibal child.
You mother.
Is this child of the same description that Havelock?
I think you would know that it is.
It is.
Okay. I actually, upon seeing it and recognizing that, go to push Havelock back into the church.
Plea?
What? What's up?
I look at Havelock and begin signing very quickly, maybe faster than like everyone else can pick up. and say, I don't know if you're ready to see this, but I think that is going to cause you some issues. What we found in the cart.
All right. Is it a lot of Applejack? Listen, I've talked to you about my problem with Applejack.
Klee puts his hand on Havelock's mouth, and then after Havelock stops moving his lips, he signs, it's her.
Mm-hmm. It's what?
It's her. It's the one. The child.
No, yeah. I think Havelock is just gonna like stop and then probably like shake a little bit and then just nod and move back into the church, clenching his eyes shut and just kind of leaning on the pew for support.
What's the?
I look at Ilix and Xenesis and I turn to Xenesis and say, is there any way that we could destroy this body?
We could consecrate it, and then...
I'm sure fire would suffice.
It can't be the same child, because I burned.
It says that in your backstory that you left it impaled as a warning to the city.
Fuck. It's been 10 years. That thing has held up remarkably well.
It's been 4 years.
Has it? Oh, okay.
That's my understanding. Because you were 18 and your character says you're 22.
Oh, okay.
I suppose we could destroy it.
I look at Ilix and Cynesis and say, Havelock will not be able to assist.
Come on,
Fair
Cynesis, let's draw it away a bit. Perhaps to an open area, and then we'll set it alight.
I walk past Havelock and go grab Leopold and tap him on the shoulder because he looks to be investigating.
What's up?
I signed to Leopold. Can you keep an eye on Havelock? I'm going to assist the girls in disposing of a corpse.
Nice.
Fetch a bit of the gunpowder. It will take light easier.
Oh, sure. I'll give you 10 doses. Should be.
I
More
think
than
probably one would just be fine to get it burning.
Can I make a religion check to see how much I know about child cannibals? I feel like I would probably know quite a bit at this point.
I think that it is. I think that it's haunted you enough that you probably are very studied. I don't think you need to make a check. I think you just know.
I'm trying to figure out were cannibal children, were they at one time really real children?
I don't know that that's clear. It's also a third-party thing. Which is why I decided to make it a rare undead.
Yeah, okay. A cannibal child isn't really a cannibal or a child. It's an undead heart that relies on its ability to disguise itself as a lost child or lure prey into its deadly clutches.
It's like the non-sheep in wolf clothing version of a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah. Scholars believe that in life, cannibal children were people of exceptional greed or gluttony. They put their own selfish appetites above everything and everyone, and so incurred a terrible curse after death. Cannibal child.
Which really, when you think about it, that is totally like the fate of an Ergothone, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I thought that they were, that it was a particularly
apt.
Excellent, apt word choice.
Thank you.
Leopold, I think in your searches you find a small rolled up piece of paper. It still has a wax seal hanging off of it that looks familiar to you.
Oh, is it that same one that was in my backpack before?
No, this looks like... Oh, yeah, yep, yep. It looks like the letters from A that you've been getting.
Yep, so I think we will pull the cart out, sort of into like a more open area. Then we'll cover the thing up and take flint and steel to the powder.
You might want to finish looting the rest of the cart. Did you do that already?
Well, it
That's
starts
all
that we
that's
didn't
in
find
there.
much except for the
Oh,
body.
okay.
Yep.
So while they're doing that, I was probably gonna walk out and walk up to Havelock and hold up the letter to check what I found.
I take the letter and
You note that
I-
it's blank.
I detect magic.
You don't detect any magic.
It's blank, so it's a blank sheet of paper?
That's sealed though.
It has a broken seal on it. Yes.
Oh, disappearing
Okay.
maybe?
So is this an envelope or a rolled scroll?
It's
the
like a
seal's
rolled
broken?
up like letter. Yeah.
Okay, I open. Spellcraft maybe.
Or alchemy. Is there a substance that could do that?
Oh, yes, there is. Invisible ink comes to mind.
Could I use the old flame trick? For invisible ink?
Craft Alchemy 17. You know that this is most likely he's not a very advanced alchemist, and so he's probably using a like a mid-grade invisible ink with a more rare trigger, such as like blood.
Ah, so like maybe the blood dose poison is used to do the missive?
Or maybe actual
Or just
blood.
blood? Okay, fine. They're disposing of the bodies, so I'll
I
just
walk over and
use
take
his.
a bit of blood out of his from his corpse. What do you do with this? You spread it
so-
on it or something?
Average invisible ink is, well, it's supposed to be DC 20, but fuck it. You can use blood or acid to
Let's use blood as to not possibly destroy the paper.
probably a good choice.
And yes, I think you'd probably just lightly brush it across certain areas. It'll stick to the ink. And then it'll become visible.
So while they're disposing of the body, Leopold and Havelock get to see this message that I will make available to them.
I've been kind of ignorant as to what's happening outside because I've been searching this church. I kept thinking to myself, like, maybe they had some kind of prisoner. Or
You'll
prisoners.
probably hear the whoosh of some gunpowder going off.
No kidding.
Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Good.
See what?
Just
We don't get to see
just
it.
those two.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm. I don't. Specimen. I don't know what the hell they're talking about there. Obviously. Something to do with what they had with them. What was it? Have luck?
Ryan, I don't know if you're talking.
Could it be him just stunned, staring out the
Very
doors?
possible. Very possible.
Method acting.
So is this corpse? Is it a corpse? The
Yes.
cannibal
Well,
child.
right now it's a fire.
Oh, okay.
This corpse is on fire.
The corpse has been dead for 4 years.
Okay.
I think it was dead before that.
Because
Love mumble.
I didn't know, but we could wait a day or wait until the morning. I could sanctify the corpse.
Well, as
I
far as we know,
mean-
it's a creature, not.
It's
Technically-
destroyed. You don't
Okay.
need to sanctify it.
Chris says it's destroyed and we can't sanctify it.
Fire is
Yeah.
a wonderful sanctifier.
Dull.
Ba-dum-bum.
Given I've been running around this place, I actually don't know what the hell they're talking about when they mean specimen.
I I think I know what specimen they're speaking of. The last time that I was here a few years ago, I left with leaving a pretty clear message out on the Eastern Road there. A dangerous and malevolent creature. My sister and I were able to kill it, but at great cost. As you can see, it took from me as much as I took from it. And I kind of brush Gabby's greatsword affectionately, and I say, it was a body of a cannibal child. I understand that it was recovered by the Whispering Way. For what purpose, I can't even guess, but it can't have been anything good. They're disposing
Could have just been to get to you.
Indeed. And I'm going to read the rest of the letter. Yes, I think it may have. Look at this. A further order of business that I hope shall be avoided involves an adventuring party that has, quite accidentally, found themselves on Vrood's trail. Please dissuade them from pursuing him further. I would hate for Vrood to end them quite yet.
Does he think we're ripening up?
Ripening up?
Yeah, to kill us later for something?
I suppose so. You never can tell with these necromantic types.
You know, I lean back onto the pier and I go, you know, Havelock, I don't think you and me really talk that much, do we?
No, not very much, although sometimes it does feel like looking in a mirror when I look at you, Leopold.
I guess I could probably say the same thing, although a little younger. You know, I'm sure everyone here has lost someone. There's never any good thing you can say. But coming back to the place that this all happened, I have to say that takes a lot. And I pat him on the shoulder.
Thank you. And I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and maybe for like the first time that you guys really notice, I kind of stop and just kind of start like get choked up and turn away and just kind of like wipe my eyes with the back of my hand real quick and go. No time for mourning though. I'm afraid we have important business that brought us here in the first place. That's the only reason I agreed to come back near Ardis at all.
Perhaps on the way back then.
I know that's what my sister would have wanted.
Ever the Inquisitor.
You know me too well.
Well, shall we make use of the campfire they've already set up for us? Shack up here for the night?
I think that would be a good idea. Maybe you can give me some pointers on ranged weapon attacks.
From what I think I heard outside, you might have a ways to go.
The only hit I scored was not the one I intended.
That's how it starts, actually. Being bad at something is just the first step of being really good at something.
It's kind of true.
As the fire consumes the body, I look at Ilix and Xenesis and sign to them and thank him for helping me. This body has haunted Havelock for many years and is the reason I took my silence. Perhaps he'll explain the reason to you.
Does that mean you'll speak now?
Sorry, my headphones died at just the wrong fucking time.
Oh.
Well,
I don't think you missed...
It'll be on YouTube.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Well, what'd you say? I mean, like, are we in a rush?
Before we get to this moment, I'm gonna kind of clap Leopold on the shoulder and say, you know, I've spent the last 4 years running from something. I think maybe it is time I go out and face it. Will you come with me?
Sure.
And I'm gonna walk outside to stand with the rest of the group, watching the torch of the cannibal child burn. And wrap my arms around Leopold and Xenesis since they're right next to me.
I look at Havelock and sign. It's done now. Are you okay?
Nope. But when has that ever stopped me?
I think I go up to Havelock and like I grab put my hand like behind your neck and like lean my forehead on yours.
Yeah. Havelock would just like shut his eyes, and I think you can probably feel the same. No words need to be spoken.
Yeah. And then I beckon.
And then we just have
then I beckon
crackling fire.
Ilix over for like a group hug.
All around Xenesis.
She just puts her finger on Xenesis' shoulder. That's the closest she gets.
I had a question. Does that mean plead now can speak?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's lifelong.
Oh.
I plead can.
Because you said this is the reason why you took a vow of silence.
So I look up at Havelock as we stand here and it's like, do you want to tell your story?
Havelock kind of stands back, kind of shakes loose, and stands there watching the pyre you guys have made, and he says, "I suppose it is time for me to tell you all how I found myself on this path. I tell you the truth, as you might have gleaned from my less heroic moments, I never actually wanted to be an Inquisitor, especially when I was young. But I came to this town with my sister. She was far more talented, far smarter, far better at being a faithful Inquisitor than I ever could be or even can be, I think. And we came to this town because there were bad things happening, people disappearing, and I made a mistake. I found the necromancer and the family that, at least they were posing as a family that was using that creature, and I believed them when they told me their lies, and because of that mercy, I got my sister killed. And I've been atoning for that ever since. Maybe this will help you understand why I see the world in a very black and white way now. I don't leave much room for gray area. If someone's evil, they just have to be dealt with, and that's that. Wouldn't take that chance again.
So the lodge, then.
The lodge. I know that not all of you understood my decision, but that's why I react the way I do.
Xenesis hugs you.
Havelock hugs her back. That's it. That's the end of my story. I think that's all I can say about it.
No, that's fair. That was really good.
Plea looks at Havelock and says, "Excellent. Now one of these days I can finally talk again."
Thought that was lifelong, please.
I can atone for my vow of silence once I'm ready to break it, but it's difficult.
Havelock is gonna sigh, and he'll say, "You know, in a way, I'm glad we came back here. I've been running from this place for so long without really realizing it, and by coming back here and dealing with this, I somewhat feel like I've lifted a weight off my shoulders. Like I'm not trying to avoid the pain anymore. I'm actually moving on."
I'm kind of looking at you during that statement. I'm probably gonna just kind of avert my gaze for a minute, just because more than you know, man.
Leopold, why don't you tell us your innermost secrets now?
No.
Plus, I don't know if you guys saw, but when I ran in there, I threw Gabby's greatsword at Roy, and I fucking nailed him right in the chest. Really, really good. You guys weren't.
Havelock sneaks back in there later to stab that guy's corpse through the chest, so that there's actually a wound.
I happened to hit him at the exact spot that I had already sliced him open earlier, so you can't tell, but I totally got it.
Roll a bluff and see if. Okay, yeah. Flea does not believe for an instant. He makes the motion of chuckling without actually chuckling.
I don't believe that you
can,
did.
You can probably tell that Havelock is not really. He's more joking than he is actually trying to convince you guys.
Defense mechanisms kicking in at this point.
Yeah. This is getting way too intimate for me.
He's been vulnerable for like way past his capacity.
Yeah. I almost wanted to like walk into the room and like ricochet the bullet like 6 times into the guy.
That's just rude.
Like off 2 different walls.
That's just rude.
I feel like he's inhaled too much smoke. Perhaps we should go inside and
step inside. I sign.
See if we can make the warmer space agreeable for the night.
That's a good idea.
Well,
would y'all share a drink with me? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Havelock would probably pour out a round of Applejack for everybody.
This time, Flea will have some before he did not. So.
That is where we end the adventure for tonight.
Yes. What did what did Roy have? I remember you guys looted him, but